times are rough, this time I see it too. All this bullshit drama, I can see right through. Everybody wants something they can't have, so they gon' put it on you. Wherever you go, yeah, you can take me there. Over the ocean, I can see us there. Let's run away and be forever young. We'll catch the sun where there's no need to run. Wherever you go, yeah, you can take me there. 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 I see you, and you see me too. We may be broke, but we see the truth. All this bullshit drama, I can see right through. Everybody wants something they can't have, so they gon' put it on you. Wherever you go, yeah, you can take me there. Over the ocean, I can see us there. Let's run away and be forever young. We'll catch the sun where there's no need to run. Wherever you go, yeah, you can take me there. 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 pushing and you're pulling, gotta slow down. You're talking to me like you think you know it all. Well, it's dangerous, ain't no saving us if you can't let go now. Oh, I've been lost in a lie, been down one too many times. So call me, call me, call me when you're ready to let go. When you let go, I could take you all the way to heaven, heaven. Take this elevator to 11, 11. Baby, let me take a little time with it, time with it. Here's what I need you to know. I could take you all the way to heaven, heaven. Take this elevator to 11, 11. Baby, let me take a little time with it, time with it. I like when I'm in control. Take you all the way to heaven. Take this elevator to 11. I could take you all the way to heaven. Take this elevator to 11. I like when I'm in control. Times. So call me, call me, call me when you're ready to let go. to tell you, but I wanna wait. Never thought that feelings could disappear. Why does sorry never feel sincere? But you gotta hear my desires. They faded fast and then we tripped the wire. Too many times I told you I believe there is nothing left for me, left to see. It's impossible, I can't seem to let you go. I try to reach you. It's so difficult, I can't seem to let you know. I'm sorry, baby, gonna have to let you down.
This town with the speakers loud and the radio playing old Sublime that we stole online, every verse we know. And we hadn't had a clue if we'd make it by noon or even where we'd go. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere. The tank said E and we all agree that we're just too broke to fill it back up, so we left your truck on the road with Rome. Then we found a motel with a cigarette smell, so we knew we're close. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. Is where I can find some peace of mind to make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road. But don't get left behind on the road. Don't get left behind on the road. Don't get left behind on the road. We play Tupac, Chirac, and we turn our music up when he raps about hope. We hold our thumbs high and hope someone is kind enough to give us all a ride. And we wouldn't have a clue if we'd make it back to or even where we'd go. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. A Ford stopped on the street, said where you trying to be. We said we don't really care, we'll know it when we're there. We took on down the road, he flipped on his radio. Santeria started slow, so we knew that we were close. Home is where I can find some peace of mind to make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road. 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 Home is where I can find some peace of mind to make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road.
that you do, but you don't rush. Something that you want, but you need it more. You've got it in your heart, but your mind's blown. You know that you can try, you're getting so close. It's something you can do with your hands. There's something about the way you evolve. It's hard for them to understand. Just keep on playing to your song. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it?
Welcome everybody to the Horizon Community Cup. My name is Rian. Joining me today is Pulse, and we are going to be bringing you these matches for the day. Our first match of the day is going to be Xeno going up against Serendipity Esports, and well, Pulse, because of a bit of a delay, of course, as you guys might have noticed here, Serendipity will be down a map, so Xeno does get the lead here. But let's talk about these guys for a second here. Xeno. Signature comp is Fire and Ice, so I guess we'll find out what that means. But why don't you tell us about Serendipity a bit, Pulse?
Well, Serendipity, they're coming in here. They're gonna try to, like you already mentioned, they are down a point early in this composition, but they do like running that bunker comp. So if there's anything that could come back with 2 straight wins, bunker comp is just kind of the meta, the oink and yoink, as you
Mhm.
would say.
The oink and yoink, yes, indeed. The pulled pork, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Bunker, it's definitely going to be becoming more popular as the 222 roll lock begins to come into effect. Obviously, it's just on the PTR right now, and this is live patch, so won't be that. So we might still see some goats here, but on the side of Xeno, at least in spawn, they are running that bunker.
Yeah, and it looks like a really good idea just to try to get on the point. I like Momo being on that Widowmaker just because if you have that bunker comp, everyone's focused straight up on the shield, but that double sniper is just going to be hard to keep tabs on everyone as the match goes
Mhm.
throughout.
But on the other side, Serendipity, this is actually a pretty good comp to dismantle bunker because you'll have damage from all angles here with Blob and Kanem.
Yeah, exactly. The 3 DPS comp, that Sombra is going to be causing a lot of problems, especially when you have
yeah.
Blob in the air raining down those shots. It's kind of hard to know where to even look.
And Perry here doing a bit of a flank, sneaking around behind the team. Wumbo actually taking a lot of damage right off the bat. It gets very low. Pone, though, will score that first kill onto Zemret there, taking that Hanzo out of the way. That's one of the 2 snipers gone right off the bat. And Kanan will just snipe out Wumbo there. So this is a great start for Xeno. Or not for Xeno, sorry, rather for Serendipity, as they push the road to the point. They get 4 kills. I mean, there's really no chance for the members of Xeno to come back from this. And, well, they're going to get that first cap and start building percent. Good on Serendipity. Well played.
Yeah, exactly. Serendipity just came in and hit him like a brick, really. Just established their dominance on the point early and just used all of the DPS that they could. And now we're seeing some switches coming in for Xeno.
Mm-hmm. Swapping over to, of course, that the good old Goats comp here with the Winston Goats. So we'll see how they approach
Winston
this.
Goats.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be very interesting to see if they could land that anti-nade, which is a good idea because there's no shields on the other end.
Right. The anti-nades are going to be big. And, of course, the sleep darts as well. If he can land those, he'll be great at dismantling this composition. But Winston jumping onto the point here. Lexi Chen following suit as well. But the barrage in the backline from Blob is just going to kill Zemret and Momo. And once again, this fight is going to go towards the Serendipity.
Oh boy, I mean that was I like the rotation coming out of Xeno. That was a really good idea to try to rotate them on the side and get them to kind of come through one choke. But yeah, once Blob gets in that air and is just able to get Mercy boosted, that barrage is going to be killer. And look at that, they won that fight with a very good ult economy. They still have 5 ultimates.
Yeah, and that's crazy. 5 ultimates coming into this next fight. When you already have 60% on the point, Serendipity is in an absolutely amazing situation to win out this map. I mean, it would have to be a feat of Herculean effort, really, for Xeno to come back from this. As there's a 5-man EMP, a lot of members really low. Wumbo will be the first to fall to Blob as he gets the nano boost as well from Krennic there. But interestingly enough, I think that might be a bit of an overinvestment there. I don't think you need the Valkyrie from Unread. I think you just need the EMP and then the nano Pharah, but might come back to bite them. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But again, there is only 80%. They got 80%
That
on
is
that
true.
point. And that barrage, it could essentially dismantle a push. So really, you may only need 2 ultimates. And with
Good
the
point.
area denial of Hammond's ultimate as well, I mean, it's just going to be so hard to get on this point.
In for sight now, up for Serendipity, so they know exactly where Xeno's going to approach from. There is no no sneaky strats that they're going to be able to pull here. Nice good hack on Lexi-chan to start things off, and then the barrage comes through, so there's no chance of a defense matrix eating that one up, and Blob is able to get 2 kills off the back of it here. So this is, again, Serendipity just kind of running away with things here. They had the momentum, and they held the momentum throughout this whole match. Great plays from Blob and Kanem just finding these kills, and oh, Xeno, they got their work cut out for them here if they want to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they ran on to that point with the Goats composition. You're thinking, you know, Goats is just hard to dismantle in general, just when you see it charging towards you like that. But then there's not a lot of focus fire coming out on Xeno's side right now. They kind of just get on the point, and then they figure it out as they go along. And then with that strategy, Blob is just going to get in an angle where you don't really see him, and he's just going to rain down that barrage. We've seen it 3 times in that last match.
Okay, well, we're seeing a very interesting comp here from the Xeno. I think this is their legendary Legends Tell, the Fire and Ice composition. Or Momo on the Torb, I guess that's the fire, and then Zemret on the Mei is the ice. But on the side of Serendipity, Sombra 3-2-1.
I like putting in the Sombra in this situation. We saw how much of a burden that Imperi was, especially getting that hack onto D.Va so that Blob could rain down that barrage. Very good coordination.
Of course, no barrage this time, but getting those shatters will be very important here. And Imperi can, of course, farm a Perfectity here for that EMP. It's going to be very important. Anti-nade in onto Kanem and Frennick. And Perfectity is not looking too healthy here. Needs to be a bit careful. Wumbo will get that first kill onto Frennick, however. And this is a bit of a split fight. It's a very interesting fight in terms of how Serendipity is engaging this. And they're a bit split up, so they're dismantling the backline right now. But will they win the frontline fight? You've got Zemret and Lexi-chan on the point here, but the backline, well, the Honors are engaged in a bit of a duel here with Kanem. The first cap does go to Xeno, and they get the hook there onto Blob, but you've got the reinforcements returning now, moving on to the point, so it's just a stall game for Zemret here, as he does have the Blizzard. Doesn't want to throw it down, of course. It would be a bit of a wasted ultimate here to use it so early, wants to save it for a later fight. This is going to go towards Serendipity again. They get the recap, but 18% for Xeno is not a bad start.
It's not a bad start, but you could kind of instantly tell as soon as they won that first point when the Xeno rather flipped it in their favor. Sorry, I got a lot of games on my mind right now.
Yeah.
When Xeno flipped it over, I mean they only won it with 2 members of their team left. It was a very split team, and there goes the Mei ult, so this could be a tide turner.
Yeah, and you see Momo getting that first pick there onto Pone, removing that Reinhardt, especially with the shatter is huge, and Momo's not done quite yet. Kanem is his next target. So far, we're seeing this Torb play. It's really coming in clutch here, getting this damage. I mean, people talk about Torb as 3 heroes in 1, McCree, Reaper, and then, of course, you have Soldier with the aimbot turret. But, I mean, Momo's really proven it here and now, but Shatter comes back in. He's going to end up killing Momo, but the Supercharger from Perfectity is going to negate Pone. So this will be the recap coming through here from Xeno as soon as they clean up the last few members.
Getting Kanem early in that fight was so key because he was just sitting on that Graviton Surge the whole time, but being one of the first picks to go down, then the rest of the team kind of has to improvise because a lot of the teams, their strategies rotate around the Graviton Surge. Still has it in their back pocket, so this could be a fair fight, but, you know, Wumbo has that transcendence.
And watching Momo here, though, he does have the Molten Core. This is where we see the fire of the Fire and Ice composition come through, especially against Goats. Everyone is so grouped up, except for really Imperial. Oh! He slept out of the EMP! Massive play coming out here from Will Day, my man. And Momo here with a Molten Core killing Blob. Huge play from Build there. Absolutely massive. Sleeping Sombra mid-EMP and then killing her. Insane.
Yeah, and Sombra's ultimate, usually when Sombras use their ultimate, there's 2 animations they have to go through. They have to go through the decloaking animation where they become visible, and then they also have to go through their ultimate animation. So there is a lot of time and great reactions from Build to land that sleep. So essential.
Oh.
Don't want to get caught out.
Yeah, he almost slept Imperi again there, but for the time being, members of Serendipity are just pushing through on the top here, trying to dismantle it. But oh, Lexi-chan, she sees the perfect position to use that whole hog and knocks Pone right off the edge, and then will end up killing Blob as well. Xeno are looking definitely in their comfort zone here with this composition.
Yeah, Xeno, they're just outsmarting their opponent at this point. They waited for them to come to the high ground, then using that whole hog to instantly knock off that Reinhardt. And now there's only 3% left, and somebody will touch.
Yeah, unread here, using the beat right off the bat, but it's a bit hasty because Xeno can just wait this one out, and now there's no more beats, so they can freely drop onto this point and not have to worry about that ultimate at all. Now you're going to see the halt into the Blizzard there. Perfectity will get that 1 kill, but the Graviton Surge comes through from Kanan, and that will allow them to get 2 kills. Lexichan refrags onto Imperi, but not before Pwn will remove Wild from the fight, so... Lexichan able to get 2 here, the Nano Boost. Wild, again, using the last of their energy there in that Nano Boost to allow Lexichan to pop off, get that double kill. And, well, the tanks are going to win that battle there. So, great stuff from Xeno, honestly, able to turn this one around. After that first map, they seem really comfortable on this Fire and Ice composition.
Yeah, exactly. And the Fire and Ice composition is kind of turned things around for them, it seems. I mean, it was their special comp they've had in their back pocket, so we were expecting
Very
to see
true.
something. And there's just a lot of area control with that composition. You could
There
force your opponents to come and play the game that you want them to, come towards charge their position in a way where you're just expecting it, because the Mei with the wall and combined with Torbjorn's ultimate, where it's just a lot of area denial.
Mm-hmm. And now wholesale swaps coming through on Xeno. You got Momo over onto... They're just swapping over to this kind of dive composition here with Moira and the Lucio. And the Sombra Tracer. So this is interesting. I want to see how they approach this this Pharah, because they don't really have a lot of long-range damage. Hack comes through onto Lexichan to start things off, and she's popped out of her mech right away. This is a bad situation to be in. You have no Matrix to eat up these Pharah rocks from above, and Blob is just going to absolutely wreck house with it.
Yeah, Serendipity going back to a comp they knew they could win on. I mean, we saw this in the first map, and they walked away with 100-0. So this looks like an absolute dominant comp, and you're right. I don't think they don't have any answer for Blob in the air. Look at that, 85% on the ultimate charge so far.
That is the power of the Mercy damage boost pulse, let me tell you. But yeah, crazy stuff. And now you're seeing, again, more wholesale swaps coming through. Xeno's going to swap over to this composition that is more suited to taking out that Pharah, this kind of more bunker-esque, looking for the halt hooks, and then the McCree and the Bastion, or not the Bastion, Baptiste, rather, for the Immortality Field, but you walk into Blob's Barrage, and Momo will fall right off the bat. The Immortality Field is just a little bit too late to save Momo, but it will save the rest of the team, so they're just waiting for him to get back here. They will actually res Momo. So there is an opportunity here for the members of Xeno to continue to push in here, as Momo, again, trying to find these long-range shots onto the members of Serendipity, but Pwn slides in, and those are not the DMs you want to slide into. Momo is just going to stun you up. He's going to reject you. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Pwn. You're just not cool enough. But Amplification Matrix Online, or the Window of Pain, as it is called. But the EMP is just going to shut it down. It's a full 5-man EMP. Build is caught in it, especially. That is most important. And Blob, rather, is just going to come in, get 3 kills. Blob is just on fire. The guy is a beast on this Pharah, and he is a force to be reckoned with right now. Xeno has got to be scared of him.
Yeah, the team is playing around him the whole time, too. I mean, you see Imperi land that big EMP, getting the 5-man, as you mentioned, and then the Nano Boost on top of the Mercy Boost coming on the Blob. Ooh, there's no way you're going to walk out of that.
No way. And Blob almost has another barrage here. It's up to really build Nye, the science guy here. I mean, he's got his Valkyrie available, so it's just, does he want to use it here to counteract these ultimates? He's going to use it a bit early here, trying to keep everybody alive. Momo especially is being harassed by Imperi. You can see the whole hog come out from Lexichan here, but Imperi gets actually stunned up and killed. The hook, that's huge. Big opportunity for them to push in, but again, watching Blob here, might want to go for a drop down. You're going to see 2 kills already come through, and then the barrage will just be the cherry on top. Supercharger in. Build goes for the res and gets killed. 99. That's 100%. It's going to be Serendipity Esports winning out Busan. So because, of course, that they were down 1 map. Now we've evened out the series 1-1. So we will go to a technically 3rd map, but really it's a 2nd map for us.
Yeah, and Serendipity just came back with a composition that is just so hard to beat. With all that damage coming in, so many things to focus on at once. If your team doesn't have, close to expert shot calling, that's going to be something that's just really hard to counter that whole time. And Serendipity, I mean, credit where credit's due. They knew exactly what to do the whole time. The communication between the Sombra and the Pharah and the Mercy, just impeccable. So good.
Impeccable indeed. And the thing is with Serendipity there is when they're playing that triple DPS comp with Hammond, they look really comfortable. They know exactly how to play to each of their their teammates' strengths and how to enable Blob or Imperi or Arcanum or whoever, right? Whereas Xeno, they look a little lost in that matchup in terms of how to counter it. Were making a lot of swaps and none of them seem to work, but in that goats, or rather, when Serendipity was playing goats on Mecha Base, Xeno dismantled that very cleanly with their signature, I guess, fire and ice composition. So I'm interested to see on some other maps where you can't really run that triple DPS. How will Serendipity approach them, and will Xeno be able to win?
Yeah, exactly. And it
We'll
looks
see.
like we're going to be choosing up a map here to come up on. And interestingly enough, if you're gonna run a bunker comp or fire and ice comp, like it seems that Xeno likes to run,
Mhm.
uh, all of the game modes are available to them except for obviously we're not gonna do King of the Hill twice, but all
Right.
of the game modes are available to them. So I think choosing an escort map will be something that could work out in their favor.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because the bunker composition is that Orisa and Hog, right? And it's all about finding those halt hooks.
Right.
And you know, Escort, it's a great map to it's a great map type rather to run bunker on because you can throw that Orisa shield up and suddenly a shield that's normally very static is suddenly on the move. So, lock the shield in, run it down mid, and there you go.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of there's a lot of room for flexibility within these comps, especially in
Oh yeah,
escort maps, because there are certain escort maps that could switch up the meta composition in every single point. So
for
you
sure.
have to be a little bit versatile. And it looks like Xeno's going to choose Route 66. So I like this.
Hmm.
Obviously, the bunker comp is very viable here.
Yeah, and Xeno's gonna be starting off in the attack here, so we have swapped sides up. We're going to see Xeno in the red on the attack first things first, and Serendipity in the blue, so they will be on the defense. And again, the question is, are we going to see bunker? Are we going to see dive? What are we going to see from these teams? Only time will tell, and by time I mean 10 seconds.
Yeah, give him 10 seconds, and our third eye will be opened, and we will have all the knowledge we need.
Yes, we will have the critical information pulse.
There you go.
Here we go. Yep, triple DPS from Serendipity. Interesting. This is not really a map where I would normally think you'd run triple DPS, but I mean, Serendip has been making it work so far, so we'll see
Mhm.
what they do with it here.
Yeah, the key pieces of the Sombra and the Pharah, I think, is just going to be such a burden to pay attention to. I mean, even if you do set up like a pirate ship type comp, I mean that Sombra is going to cause problems for you unless you can get spotted out. We saw a couple times where Imperi did get spotted out there and had to teleport away. So that's if you could keep doing that, canceling those
Hmm.
movements, then you have a chance of winning this.
Yep. DJ Bill D here in the spawn. Having a little dance party with the rest of his team there, Xeno. But look at this forward hold we're seeing here from
Ooh.
Serendipity. I like this a lot, but Pone, unfortunately, the ball is just a little bit too big, and he will be shot out. And Perfectity, I think, yeah, they're recognizing this, and they're going to swap up their composition accordingly to deal with it. Going over onto this Orisa composition there. Perhaps Perfectity wasn't planning to run that Hammond, and he was just doing it for scouting. I'm not
Yeah.
entirely sure, but we'll see.
Yeah, and they're gonna switch to they were on McCree for a second, but it looks like they're gonna leave it to Zemrit on the Hanzo to kind of take care of Blob in the
Lots
air.
of swaps.
Very tough task. Yeah, everybody's swapping up, and Wumbo's gonna go down.
Oh, that's the thing there because you have Imperi sneaking around in your backline like that, right? And you have Pone there as well. And Imperi notices Wumbo's walking out of spawn alone, and then that's a great target to just bottle up and kill. And well, they're gonna delay the push of Xeno by quite some time here. But the payload did get quite a bit of progress. It's about at that first corner, which is usually where it gets stopped.
Yeah, this composition in in light terms, it just seems like a very annoying composition to go against. You always
Mhm.
have someone messing around your backline, whether it be Pwn or Imperi. They're just getting up on there while you have to focus on the
Right.
Pharah in the sky. And look at this Widowmaker swap, trying to
Oh,
take
good
him.
shot.
Nice shot.
Great shot from Zemrit there to start things off, taking Frenic out of it. Yeah, Unred is going to be there for the resurrection, but still, all kills from here on out will be permanent, so they have to play a bit more carefully here. Pone especially, but Blob just going to get shot, or shooting the rockets long range onto Zemrit there will score that kill. Perfected, he refrags onto Imperi, though, so it's a 5v5 situation on the point. Now you're going to see a sleep up top as well. Momo will get that kill. And on the front line, well, Xeno seems to be winning this one out. As soon as they swap to this Torb composition, it seems the Torb, hey, it's working. Nana boosted Wrecking Ball on the point, though. Everyone kind of
Wow.
ducks out of the way. And Perfectity, wisely, he just ignores the Nana boosted Hem and kills the rest of the team. And now they turn their attention to Pone. They will kill him. And Xeno continue to push this cart.
Wow, I mean, they invested a lot of resources in there to try to hold it out. No support ultimates online for Serendipity anymore. So now you're gonna have to reset. You still do have that EMP, and you know we've seen how important those EMPs are, and Blob coming up on that barrage. So we kind of know the combo they have in mind.
Mm-hmm. Baptiste swap coming through here from Frennick, and no more mercy for Serendipity.
Ooh,
This is
thank
interesting,
goodness for
yeah.
that immortality peep.
Oh yeah,
'Cause,
thank goodness.
Kanem just took a shot right to the head, but is able to walk away from that.
Mm-hmm.
No one can
All right, well,
hide.
Infrasight's online here for Zemret. Knows where the enemy team is. He's going to use this to his advantage. However, the EMP on the front line, and Perry hits a big one. There's an anti-nade there as well, but Build going to be the only one that falls to it here. And Zemret popping off with a double kill. Make it a triple onto Frennick as well. This is forcing swaps coming through here from Serendipity as they go to a bunker composition of their own. Yep, and Perry swapping on over to the Roadhog. So no more Sombra to deal with. This is a great weight off the shoulders of Xeno.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, the fact that they got a 5-man EMP'd and they were able to walk away from it is just amazing. You know, credit where credit's due. Zemret definitely landing those shots.
You're seeing Perfectity there go on a bit of a surf there. Just, you know, fortifying when that halt comes through to ride that damage. But now Immortality Field will guard against that nano-boosted whole hog from Lexi Chan.
Wow.
Kanem coming back in here, getting 2 quick kills. Amplification Matrix, not entirely sure if you need it, but it is an ultimate that builds very quickly, so it's not the worst thing to throw into this fight just to ensure the cleanup. And also allow your DPS to build ultimates faster. I mean, look at Blob here, 83%.
You know, this looks like a situation where they were just kind of giving up second point to where with less than a meter left, they go in for the contest and just some great ability usages and just waiting for their opportunity to strike. And now you essentially bought yourself a full-on team fight and even more.
Yeah. On red here, still holding on to this nano boost as well. Blob coming up on the Dragon Strike. So this is a great situation to be in if you are Serendipity. But here you're seeing the Molten Core come through, assisted by the Supercharger. Great halt hook onto Imperi. But the lamp, the Immortality Field will keep Imperi alive for the time being. But he will finally go down to Zemret after the fact. And Momo here coming in for the pop-off, getting the double kill. Come on, Momo. Where's the hammer? Where's the hammer? I want to see it.
Goodness.
Bring out the hammer. Impressive
Wow.
kill nonetheless. Gets the 4K in that. I mean, again, Torb, he's been a sleeper pick for quite some time, but we're seeing a lot of Torb recently. I mean, Engineer in Clockwork Vendetta, of course, then Razor on Phase 1. When you have that hit on your head, it is you've never known fear until Razor puts a bounty on your head for the hammer kill. But Momo too here, you know, I love the Torb performances that we're seeing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a composition that, since it's not really meta or it's not used as often, like you said, it's mostly a sleeper pick. It
How
just
do you
takes
prep for
time
this?
to adjust. Yeah, it just takes time for teams to adjust to the composition. So
Exactly.
we see often
Oh,
this Torb
another
going
halt hook.
crazy, and yeah, that was a good halt hook.
The halt hooks are great, but Frennick is doing great as well with these Immortality Fields to just negate them as much as possible. Kanem, meanwhile, will hit the headshot onto Perfectity, and Blob notices, hey, Momo's shooting over here on the side. I'm going to move in, pop him with 1 quick arrow to the head. That's Serendipity's fight.
Serendipity's communication has just been insane. It never seems like they're using all their ultimates at once. It always
Very
seems like they're
disciplined.
moving as one unit, and yeah, exactly. The discipline is just great.
And that is the mark of a team that is you know, well practiced. They're a well-oiled machine that play together well. And well, Xeno pushing in here. Gonna try and make things work here with Lexi Chan's whole hog, but they gotta watch out for the Dragon Strike, the Halt Dragon Strike, the mini grab. We all remember the Grab Dragons combo, but that is just the mini version of it there with the halts.
Yeah, it's mainly the idea is to just get as many squishies as you can. In
Oh,
there.
Imperi.
And look at this! Wow. Okay, this could be a turnaround very quickly
Yeah.
because the offense spawn is way closer. So you get the team regrouped. You could charge them in a 6v5.
Yeah, I think Imperi may have bitten off a little more than he could chew there, and Lexi Chan, she's gonna take advantage of that by getting a nice hook there. But the halt comes up, and a lot of shots, a lot of damage comes through onto Lexi Chan here, who does have the whole hog. She wants to stay alive, wants to find an opportunity to use it here, but they need to get themselves an in first. They need to get their foot in the door. Nice again, halt hook, but once again, these Immortality Fields have been so clutch from Frennick, and he's gonna toss up that Amplification Matrix, and they're gonna use the whole hog through it. Oh, the res canceled by a nice sleep from long range by Unred. Build, my man. cannot get that. And the Valkyrie, unfortunately, is going to go to waste for the most part as well. Serendipity looking very, very, very in control here.
They just knew exactly what to do. The disengage was some of the best I've ever seen. As soon as Pone was halted in, the rest of the team went right behind him. You know, that immortality field came in, and then they just the disengage
okay,
to concede some ground is just amazing. And yep, now they're gonna try to go in. Ooh, with this Bastion.
This very cheese comp here. Momo, though,
Ooh.
dead right off the bat, off the back of that halt hook. So once again, Serendipity have to back out. They don't want to get staggered, but Lexi-chan is slapped, will be just annihilated. It's going to put, again, a bit of a delay on the team. Xeno just trying to bust out this cheese comp at the last second, see if it will get them anything. 15 seconds left on the clock. It's now or never, Pulse.
They're going to try to go in here with this Bastion set up very early.
Oh, and Parry just completely and utterly melted. Dragon Strike in as well. They're really investing, really committing to this fight. Perfectity does go down, and there is no more mercy. Build swapped over onto the Onyx here. Momo will get that kill. 2 kills make it, but Blob responds with that Dragon Strike of his own, killing Zemret and Momo himself. It's just really Lexi-chan left on the point here with the supports, and Wumbo's trying his best, but it's just not enough. And now you're seeing the return to the point. Perfectity making the desperation swap onto the Hammond. They get 2 kills off the back of the anti-nade. But Kanan will snipe Perfectity from afar, and Imperi just swallows up Buildy. So Serendipity will stop the cart. The cheese Bastion composition looked like it was working for a second, but in these long fights, that amplification matrix comboed with the whole hog was just too much to handle. Swapping things up now, Pulse.
Yeah, and if they're gonna swap things up, I mean, I know that Xeno likes that that fire and ice composition, and we've seen, you know, it kind of it worked well in these situations. And if you're gonna have a tough task ahead of you like this, right, by holding them for 4 minutes, then you have a chance to kind of get some stability with that fire and ice comp, because it seems like when things hit the fan, then that's when they're switching it up, and that's when they're trying to figure out the next way to kind of beat the composition. It seems like they're switching up their compositions around Serendipity when Serendipity is just playing the game that they want to play.
Right. Okay. Defense now. You're seeing once again this fire and ice composition coming through here from Xeno. And well, this is actually a quad DPS composition, solo tank, solo support.
Wow.
And I mean, technically quintuple DPS if you count the turret. So there's a lot of damage. And then you stack all that on top of Perfectity's just the normal, I think it's called the fusion driver cannon. I have no idea what Arisa's gun is called. It's just Arisa's gun. You stack all that on top of that, and I guess Build could do Battle Mercy. You have 7 DPS members, but well, it's probably getting a bit technical. But
this is why Rollock is coming.
Indeed, it's because of you, Xeno. It's all your fault. But Serendipity here, rolling out with kind of the standard bunker here with the Baptiste. Interesting pick, double sniper, of course, not a surprise.
Ooh, I like how they're playing this corner right now. They're not going to do an aggressive approach, but ooh,
That was a great reaction.
Yeah, great wall.
Yeah. Blob, though, will get that first kill onto Zemret. Will is there for the res, and Perfectity, though, falls on the front line to Imperi, so it's not a good situation to be in. Zemret will kill Frenok, but gets fragged right back by Kanem, and all this payload, it's just going to be rolling right on through first point here.
All right, they're gonna get around this second corner, and that's very impressive with the time make they had. Essentially, this is gonna be the last hold on this point A, and you know you want to burn off some time on that clock.
Right. All right, engage comes through here for Xeno. First kill onto Unread is massive, and Lexi-chan not quite done yet. Will kill Imperi. Momo dies. Perfected is going to be res right back up into this, but Blob still, don't count him out of this fight yet. He's still popping off, still getting kills. Zemret's dead. Kanem snipes Lexi-chan from afar, but not before Perfected. He will get him with a headshot. It's a very even fight. It's a very scrappy fight, Pulse, is what's most important here. But in these long fights, what will win is this Mei composition, and you're seeing it right there. Blob with the first kill come through. And Wumbo, just so much stall potential, but he finally will die. Not enough support there for the team. I correctly, right? I said in that long fight, the Mei would win if they focused on her, but they didn't focus on her. They killed the rest of the team. Then they focused on Wumbo, and he's going to swap over here onto the Zenyatta.
Yeah, you'd expect a swap to come in just because that ultimate, you're essentially 1v 1v4 in that situation. So the ultimate's a little questionable. Obviously, of course, you know, the switch is going to come in.
Yeah, Lexi Chan here going for the swap as well. She throws the Dragon Strike out because she's going to be swapping over onto the Roadhog here. Zemrit back onto the Mei here. Actually, not back onto the Mei. She's swapping with Wumbo, who was on the Mei. And the payload, we still haven't really seen a solid fight here put up from Xeno quite yet on this this payload phase, or the second phase rather, because they died in that first fight very early and they let this payload move because of they were swapping off. So this is really the first full team fight we're seeing in this stage of it, and it seems like Serendipity is just going to run away with this one as they kill Build right off the bat. There's going to be another Halt Hook that comes through. Amplification Matrix going to be dealing a whole bunch of damage, and the Anti-Nade as well. Just the garnish on the top of this wonderful dish that is called Pain that Serendipity is currently serving to Xeno.
This is just a stomp. I mean, at this point, Xeno's had so many opportunities to just kind of regroup and take it out, but every time they're so close to it, one of them gets picked, and it's always a 6v5. They're gonna try to come out on this cheese at the very end, but they have to do a forward contest just because that payload doesn't have that far to go.
And Momo's dead right off the bat here. Yeah, look how far up Serendipity has pushed Xeno. I mean, there's really nothing they can do against this. And what can you do? You see on Red here, he's just giving up candy on the point. He knows that Serendipity has basically already won here. Zemrit might be able to jump on the point here from the back, but he's got to be quick, and it's got to be now. And he's trying to set up on the point. He does manage to do so, but Kanem is going to kill him. Perfected, he's there. Gets knocked away with the whole hog, and that'll be that. Serendipity, despite coming in here with that early loss, because, of course, of the delay, they are able to take this 2-1 technically over Xeno with some great play on Busan, and then now on Route 66 Momo with the play of the game here. This is going to be, of course, that's the quad, or was it quintuple kill? We'll see here.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, this Torbjorn composition has a lot of potential, a lot of area denial, a lot of if there's a lot of communication going on, then you know that composition could be killer to run against. It's just Serendipity in the end, you know, ran circles on him.
Yeah. I think really Serendipity, once they got the read on Xeno's composition, right, they were initially caught off guard on Mecha Base by this Fire and Ice composition, but as soon as they got the read on it, they kind of popped off, not gonna lie. And Serendipity played really well around that and correctly countered it. So well played to Serendipity. Xeno, unfortunately, will lose this match.
Yeah, it was at times it was close, but you know, towards the end there, we saw Serendipity kind of hit their stride, and Xeno just had no answer for all of it.
Right. Okay, well, we're gonna throw to a quick break. We'll be back with more games after this. Do not go anywhere.
השבים 4-2 לאורנוס תאריך כוכבים המשכתי בחיפוש אחרי תנאי מחיה טובים עד שכמעט ואזלו המשאבים במקום לחזור הביתה נקלעתי לפנטזיה עליתי קצת למעלה איבדתי גרביטציה פרידה השאירה חור שחור בלב בגודל אסיה אז התחלתי מחדש מול הגלקסיה טס לאן ללא ידוע לבד ולא רגוע הלב מאוד פצוע בכל זאת נוע הגעגוע הוא הכוח הכי גרוע אני לא נלחם בו וגם לא נשאר כנוע ממשיך מחפש עם השיט עם הסטרס מה שבא בשבילי זה הבסט לסדר את הווסט כנס לקווסט חפש את הפסט שחרר את הברקס ונקסט יו לבדי מבולבל מול עדי מאופן מיידי אם בכלל כולנו עבודים לפעמים זה לא קל אל תרגיש כאומלל בוא איתי כי חבל פיתונה הלבד שלי המשיך 4 משהו לשבתאי כוכבים תאריך אין לי שמץ של מושג לאן פונים או מה צריך אני טרמפיסט בגלקסיה בלי מדריך לוקח אוויר ונזכר בלילות הקשים בכולם מחפשים לעשות להרשים לגלות להגשים להאשים ועושים המון רעש יחסית לאנשים אבודים בחלל זום אאוט מבט מעל מבין שהלבד שלי הוא לא לבד כלל דתות צדדים כתות שבטים אורות שלטים מרוב פחדים שכחתי שאני מסוגל ליהנות מהנוף מהרייד אין סוף לפניי אני לוסט אני בוס אני פה אני חי וואלה כי מזמן טס אז רק פרסט קלאס כמו זינק סטארדסט אני שם גז ביי מבולבל מול הדין מאופל מי יגיד אם בכלל כולנו עבודים בחלל לפעמים זה לא קל אל תרגיש כעולה בוא איתי כי חבל כולנו עבודים בחלל מיליון פוליטיקאים עוד אומרים שיודעים הכל ולא מודים עדיין כולנו אבודים בחלל ושוב רבים על בית מוצא דת ימין או שמאל אז בוא נרים לחיים כולנו אבודים בחלל כולנו אבודים בחלל כולנו אבודים בחלל כולנו אבודים בחלל כולנו אבודים
ايوه هنا يا حبيبي لا تهون نشرب قهوة في يوم النجم ايوه هنا يا حبيبي لا تهون نشرب قهوة في يوم النجم بس مش وحدنا ابدا بس مش وحدنا ابدا بس مش وحدنا ابدا بس مش وحدنا ابدا احنا غاويين احنا غاويين احنا غاويين
We've been sitting at the end of the moon. Should we jump or is it too soon? Jump or is it too soon? Jump or is it too soon? The cosmos look nice, some shattered paradise, but I'll stay here with you. Should we jump or is it too soon? Jump or is it too soon? Look to the stars and do you
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Horizon Community Cup. We've got Old Man Strength going up against the American Revolution for our next match. And actually, American Revolution, they are coached by a good caster friend of mine, Pokemon Panda. You might recognize his name from Contenders China. Yeah, so this should be a great match actually between these two teams. I'm excited to see both these guys play. I mean, just looking at Old Man Strength here, they've got Hazard, Enhancement, Madero, Mac, Dimes, Car Fixer, and on the side of American Revolution, Seamoose, High Key, Spades, Rhino, Jai, and Momo. You might recognize a few of those names from the previous Open Division where American Revolution did make playoffs. They just barely missed the cutoff for trials, but it's unfortunate. It happens sometimes. Mission failed. We'll get them next time. And they're over here in the Horizon Community Cup. Hopefully going to give us a good show.
Yeah, and the SR, both these teams very, very close to each other in the mid 44s, mid 45 around there. So very close match, like you mentioned, indeed. And we're gonna go to Busan, our first map.
Yeah.
We saw this last time. We saw some interesting comps last time. We saw
We
the
did see
multi
some interesting comps.
we saw the multi DPS or the 3-2-1 as it would come out. And sometimes we see a niche composition just
Hmm.
steamroll, and that could come down to you're not prepared for the comp, or it could come down to just not adjusting and adapting uh, fastly enough. And I think that's what's going to come down to, is if these teams could adapt to their opponent's playstyle and just find out a way. It's like chess, you're always trying to counter each other.
Hmm. Yeah, and well, in terms of quote unquote signature compositions here, Old Man Strength, Clockwork. So
Oh
of course,
yes.
after the team Clockwork Vendetta in European contenders, and they are a they are a team to be reckoned with. But on the side of American Revolution, Japanese Cowboy. So I'm assuming that is a McCree Genji composition, but neither team seems to be running their quote unquote signature composition. But I guess you could call this composition from Old Man Strength close to that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm interested to see if we see these DPS, kind of doing the damage like we've seen them in this past match. Because sometimes DPS could get absolutely countered and shut down, but if a DPS is able to pop off, and oh, look at this, American Revolution just going right back for a swap once they realize.
Yeah, Old Man Strength as well. You're seeing Hazard here drop back. Never mind. Debated me. Or maybe I cast or cursed him. Either way. Wholesale swaps coming through once again, and you're seeing American Revolution swapping on over to this. Never mind. I was going to say they're swapping over onto a Far Mercy composition, but nope. They, once again, debate me, and they go over to more of a, just a classic kind of fusion dive here with the Sombra and the Genji. And this is how I know Panda coaches this team, because he loves fusion dive.
Dive is a pretty great composition to look out for. And ooh, watch Jai right now getting in that backline. He is invisible on that Somber, so just waiting for an opportunity to kind of peek out.
Right, and especially against a kind of a more static composition like this, if he can get a hack onto Mac, this will be huge, because Mac will not be able to do anything, will not be able to put up any shield, and that is suddenly a lot of pressure that American Revolution can put on them. Now you're seeing the dive up top onto Hazard. He's going to be able to escape for the time being. And again, still holding control of the point is Old Man Strength. They're just chilling out here. There's not really a need for them to do much of anything beyond chill out. Rhino dives in, will get hooked and killed. Spades as well, very low, will be popped out of the mech and frozen. And well, that'll be this fight. Jai and Heike actually though, on this sideline fight, they kill enhancement at Hazard. So it's about even for the moment. So it's up to, can American Revolution continue to get these picks, or will the members of Old Man Strength be able to stabilize? Rhino has returned to the fight. He's going to get the nano boost right off the bat. Good peel here from C-Moose, keeping him alive. So very low was Dime. C-Moose couldn't quite get the kill. Nice dodging around the wall there, and of course moving into the cryo-free. C-Moose though will get the melee kill, and there you go. 3 quick kills come through for the American Revolution, and this should be what they need to take the point here. High key with a double kill. Blade will seal the deal.
That was a great final push. I especially liked how even when the odds weren't in their favor, they didn't give up. They still stuck around and gave them an opportunity to come back and get a lot of kills. But a lot of time went by getting just that one solid rotation, and also you invested a lot of ultimates in it. Sure, you have the MP from Jai, which could buy you a fight or two, but you just got to be careful. You got to use your resources to the best of your ability.
Old Man Strength here going for the full-on Clockwork composition with the Torbjorn swap.
There we go.
And now, well, this is their signature composition, so we'll see how they play it. Can they live up to the Clockwork composition's potential, or will they be stopped out here by this this fusion dive? Dimes will get that first kill to Momo. That is a huge pick. Getting that, but the EMP comes back through, and 2 kills will come off the back of that. Car Fixer and Madero, and removing that honor, removing the Zen. There's no healing whatsoever for Old Man Strength. It's not a good situation to be in. Rhino will kill Hazard with a Primal Rage. A lot of ultimates being invested in this fight though, Pulse. Don't know if it's a bit of an over-investment coming out from the American Revolution, but regardless, they do win the fight.
Yeah, I'd say both sides overused their abilities in that last fight. The ult economy is kind of reset for both teams. Barring a couple of exceptions, we have Momo coming up with that with the nano boost, and and Heike coming up with a blade. So we see an obvious opportunity coming up.
It's not quite as bad because they do have this nano blade. I was not paying attention to that, but you can't use the nano blade if you're dead. Enhancement there with a nice hook onto High Key. Of course, no more Sombra, or no more Mercy, so no more Res. And just watching Jai here sneaking around. Close to an EMP. If he can build this up, this will be big. But the American Revolution, they were able to get 99% on the point here, or they will get 99% in a quick second. So that's a big plus. They only need to win this one more fight. And Pulse, we might be entering last fight territory just because of how long these fights have been.
Oh yeah, I think absolutely we are.
Yeah, we'll
Especially
be
if we
for sure.
have that nano blade that's just like a threat that's looming over the team. They're just waiting for an opportunity for come up. But if
No
Jai is
chance,
able
too.
to build up that EMP,
Here we
that
go.
would be crazy. There it goes.
The Nano Boost, though, it misses onto Heike. He doesn't get it. However, he's still able to get that one kill onto Madero. So it's not the worst thing. No, he does get the Nano Boost. Okay, that was weird. Didn't show when I was spectating him. But he kills Carfixer right after that. Hazard's turret, though, is getting kills in the Molten Core as well. So this actually is an opportunity here for the Old Man Strength to stabilize. But Jai will kill Enhancement. It's just Hazard left on the point, and he's dead. Now Mac all alone. Well, not a whole lot you can do as a solo or Orisa. There's the recap coming through, 99%. Returning onto the point is Rhino making the swap over onto the Hammond,
Wow.
locking the ball. Now you're going to see the Blizzard out onto the point, if I can find my words, from Dimes. Swinging in is Rhino once again, but he will be slapped up, woken up right off the bat, though. He's frozen. There's a lot of CC coming through onto him. Hazard makes a desperation swap over onto the Doomfist. Now, Pulse, so we have a situation where both these teams are making a lot of these last-second swaps. There is a recap. Somebody's going to touch. No! Jai barely misses the cutoff. And what a first map that was. That was really competitive between these two teams. I said it was going to be a good match. I
Yeah.
was not lying.
Very,
Well-
very, very close so far, and it's just we see some tiny errors here and there coming in from the team, and I love how whoever does that, the opposing team is just gonna jump all over them. They will take every mistake that they could get, and that's just that is signs of two evenly matched teams going head to head.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we're going to move on to our next map here on Busan. It's going to be Mecha Base. So what do these teams want to run? It seems both of them choosing the bunker double sniper composition. It's a perfect
Yeah.
mirror. Yep. Okay.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a big one. It all comes down to, I think, who gets that first pick, because the rest of the team is just gonna rush them. Ooh, look at this rotation. They want on the opposite sides of each other.
They're playing the same composition, but in different ways there. You see it, Jai playing split from his team, whereas Hazard is playing right with his team. So, it comes at a downside. American Revolution, they do have this crossfire, and Jai makes good work of it, killing Dimes right off the bat, but he is in a position where he can be easily killed. However, you're seeing American Revolution now push onto the point. Enhancement will be killed very shortly. There he goes. Jai finds another shot onto Hazard, and this will be American Revolution capping the point to start things off. Good halt hook onto Madero.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to point out is Momo landing those anti-nades is just so essential. Getting
Big brain.
not only one but two. Wow, great shot. And there was not only one but multiple opponents at a time are getting hit by that, and just canceling
Hazard.
and negating that healing. And yeah, Hazard's gonna get that pick onto Momo, who was just talking about. So this could be a chance to go in there with, especially, but you got to watch out for that that ultimate going out, because now everybody knows where you are.
Yeah, infra sights available here for Jai. Ooh, Hazard, you got to be careful there, my guy. Don't want to pop yourself into a situation where you can be shot like that. But High Key will get that long-range arrow onto Hazard, but he will be rezzed right back up. Halt hook comes through. Spade's in a bad position here. Gets anti-nated as well. Is somehow able to escape the team. Now we're seeing a Dragon Strike on the field. Will just kind of go right through them, but it does have the benefit of splitting the team up, but they are able to just kind of come back through together and, re-synergize. But now Nana Boost, here's where the ultimates start coming through. Pulse, you see the Nana Boosted Orisa. Valkyrie being popped as well. Spades with the whole hog. And that's going to be American Revolution winning this fight off the back of these kills that they're using. Carfixer, though, it does sneak off a res onto Madero, but not before Hazard is killed just a second after. Big anti-nade onto Madero, and Mac once more. Supercharger invested here as well. That, I would say that would be a wasted ultimate, because, well, Madero and Mac were jumping off the edge already.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a little bit more game awareness to realize, how many opponents are left, and if it's even winnable. Like, do you have to invest that? So now,
Heat at the
you know-
moment.
yeah, exactly.
It's-
You're kind of in the middle of the fight. You're like, I'm
Yeah.
going for the 6K, boys.
Going one for the highlight reel, but but sometimes it's okay. But anyways, American Revolution here hold up on the high ground once again, just kind of chilling out. If I'm not mistaken, I think they all actually have the Washington Justice skins except for Seamoose. Oh, and Heike. They are rebels. They do not go with the flow here. But Heike frags onto enhancement, and he gets killed by Hazard in turns. The brutal circle of life, and we're gonna see the res come through back onto Heike. So the circle of life will just be, I guess, interrupted by the mercy of Seamoose there. Spades coming in, killing everybody. Dragon Strike onto the point itself. Doesn't get any kills. Now we get a Nano Mercy on the field here. Seamoose, pull out the pistol. Let me see it. There you go. Doesn't get any kills, but for the sentimental value. Sprays down the oops spray. 100-0 mecha base goes to American Revolution. They looked a lot more comfortable when they don't have to run against that triple DPS. Very much like we saw in that last match, Pulse, between
Yeah.
Serendipity and Xeno.
Yeah, exactly. It's sometimes when you're not forced to play a certain composition and you're playing the composition that is natural to a team, like we've seen, they mentioned Clockwork. So
Yeah.
it's something that's just a comp that they're comfortable with, and they're able to rotate around very, very well. The communication was so
Very
good.
true.
One of the things I want to point out in that last match was that while on the side of Old Man Strength, there was trades going back and forth, but I always saw American Revolution coming in with that res and that essential extra life out there on the front lines that could just turn a fight from a 5v4 to a 5v5, or vice
Mhm.
versa. It's just a very, very essential ability, and these mercies are doing really well not getting picked out.
Man, High Key has been
Yikes.
impeccable with this Hanzo so far. Great shot onto Dimes to open things wide. And Carfixer knows he can't res that because if
Yeah.
you go for it, you're going to get shot too, my guy. So, well, Hazard there getting the refrag onto Momo. But again, Jai hits the headshot onto Enhancement there. The res comes through onto Mac. But again, this fight still looking like it's going towards American Revolution. Widow duel on the side. Hazard wins that, and all of a sudden this fight has been turned around. Pulse. And well, I spoke a little bit too soon there, Old Man Strength. They actually do manage to take the points, so don't count them out like I did. That's just be a
Yeah.
lesson.
And Carfixer getting that res onto Mac, I believe,
was clutch.
That was very clutch, because then essentially you bring your main tank back into this fight, and it's just a palate cleanser. It gets everything
Mhm.
reset for your team rather well. And with a double sniper composition coming at you, it's so scary as a mercy to play. But of course, some switches coming in for American Revolution now.
Right, moving over onto this kind of Tracer Sombra dive composition, interestingly enough. You're seeing them try it right now as they move in onto Mac. Dimes, though, with the Dragon Strike here, tosses it in. Seamoose gets caught. The Frog, well, he's slippery sometimes, but not when he has two very angry dragons chasing after him.
Yeah, and I think that was a team call coming in from Old Man Strength. They realized that Enchantment was just going to push up with his Mei and kind of corner them, and then Dimes sees an opportunity where three of them are getting pushed back by a Mei, and now this is a very split fight we have going on right now, multiple
Yeah.
fronts.
Look at this harassment, though, onto Hazard. Both Jai and Haiki both shooting him. He doesn't know where to look. He doesn't know who to shoot because they're just playing this poke game really well, really dividing his attention. But Dimes will bail him out of it by killing Haiki. And then Rhino, because why not? 2-for-1 deal.
You win that fight, and you realize that you still have an ultimate left in the bank. It's such a refresher, because now you're thinking, okay guys, it's kind of like a regroup at the end of a fight. You have to realize, what do we have left? And on the other side, they don't really have anything. Jai coming up on that EMP, but it's still a ways out. So having Carfixer just sitting on this Valkyrie is very essential, because that's just a lot of healing being pumped in.
And this is last fight territory, too, here as
Yeah.
we creep up into the 90 percentages. And, well, the Old Man Strength, I mean, if they want to go by their name, it seems that the more percentage they get on the point, the older they get. And then, well, they get that Old Man Strength. So, who knows? But Dimes there with that first kill onto Jai. Hazard going for a bit of a cheeky shot there. Hook shot. Won't find it, though. Rhino will end up killing him in turn. Primal Rage now available for him. Seamoose, though, frozen up and will be killed on the point. Rhino gets slept in the Primal Rage. Dragon Strike in. A lot of ultimates being vested. I mean, really, it's all or nothing in this fight, because you might as well. Rhino jumps onto the point at the last second to save things, but no, it's not enough. EMP, three-man coming through, but there's not enough follow-up, and Jai will go down to Mac. And that'll be that. The American Revolution will not win this fight for the time being. Old Man Strength taking this first round. Yes, indeed. Hazard putting in the GR in the chat. He knows how it's done.
Yeah.
Good Busan, though. Really competitive.
Exactly. Going back and forth is just insane, especially because when these fights start, you're thinking, the first pick will decide a fight. It's often the times the mindset we get into when we're playing Overwatch is that if it's a 6v5, your team is going to be the one to come out on top because you have the 6. But we didn't really see that in this match. We saw a
Yeah.
lot of individual great play, just going back and forth with each other, and it was just trading, going
Yeah.
back and forth like a ping pong ball.
And I mean, you can tell Hazard there in that play of the game is a Widow main. I mean, he was hitting those shots on Torb. He was finding his targets. Anyways, moving on to our second map here, it's going to be American Revolution choosing the map, and then Old Man Strength choosing the side. So will they choose an escort as well? Yeah, they get a choice of Havana, Route 66, or Rialto. So I would honestly opt for the map that you know best. Probably in this case would be Route 66, as we
Yeah.
saw, because I mean it's been the map pool for longer. Havana is still a very new map. Very teams don't really know how quite yet to approach it. And Rialto, well, Rialto's just kind of stacked towards defense no matter what. So
Yeah, and it seems like American Revolution, they like to play a little bit of a slower game. They like to do things at their own tempo. They're okay with giving up 20% if it means that the whole team's going to go back, switch it out, get a composition that they like so they could
hmm
actually reassure a win. And Havana is just when you see players play Havana, it's so aggressive. They're always, you're either holding them at their door or you're trying to get up in their face. And teams that do that on Havana seem to come out the winner most of the time. So if American
hmm
Revolution's picking, it kind of doesn't seem like their game type. They could still, pick it, but we'll see the map that they choose. I agree with Route 66 point, especially just because Route
oh
66 is essentially a lot of corners. So
well.
you're playing corner by corner.
We might not even see Route 66 here. Apparently, they can choose any map they want. So
Yeah,
American Revolution here just deciding. I mean, in this
any
case, I
map.
would just choose the map you know best, Kings Row,
Yeah,
possibly. I mean, that is the classic NA map. They are, of course, the American Revolution. So
exactly.
even
They're
though
they're
even though
coming
it
out on
is in the
top.
UK, there you go. Actually, that'd be interesting. Have the American Revolution fighting in the UK.
We took it off our shores and brought it to theirs.
Yep. Oh boy. All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna see what these teams end up choosing here very shortly, but. After that first map of Busan, I mean, let that show you how close these matches were. I mean, most of them came down to that 99-99 at the point or something very
Mhm.
close to that. I mean, on the first map, especially 99-99. Then 100-0 for American Revolution on Mecha Base. And then, if I'm not mistaken, it was something like 100-0 for Old Man Strength themselves on Shrine Sanctum. I forget what it's called, but the drum map.
Yeah, the one with the big drum in the middle of it.
Yeah. So, very
Uh,
competitive series that we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think some of the best play we've seen when it comes down to that 99 to 99, just because that you're giving everything you got. There's no saving it for the next fight. You're using all of your abilities, all of your ultimates. And I think that's when communication could get a little hectic for these teams, is when things get
Right.
down to the wire. And the better teams always come out on top, just because that communication is absolutely key. Knowing how many of your friends or how many of your allies are still alive on there with the point could be a game changer. Just because if you're thinking I got four other guys with me and we're about to take this point, and you're using your ultimate and nobody's there with you, then that's just a disaster for your team. Because I
hmm
mean, we've seen it already in this match, just some ultimates kind of being
Yeah.
thrown in the wind, and we're a little unsure of what the choice was there.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, King's Row is the choice by American Revolution, and
Of
Old Man
course.
Strength chooses to be on the defense. So, yeah, Pulse, we're taking this off the American shores. We're going right to London.
Hmm.
King's Row, very definitely a fan favorite map. Everyone loves
Yeah.
King's Row. It would not be an NA scrim, would not be an NA tournament if King's Row was not played at least one time. Teams love King's Row.
It's a very simple map, just because it's one of those maps where there actually isn't just one choke you have to walk through. I mean, sure, there is the obviously big gate that most teams will kind of just charge through, but there's just a lot of rotations, a lot of high ground.
Mhm.
So this map is just it's super fun kind of composition. I could see why it's a fan favorite, just because it's a pretty well-rounded map.
Exactly, and you can run really a lot of compositions here. That's definitely what King's Row is most well known for. Is
Hmm.
just you can run pretty much whatever the heck you want, and chances are it'll probably be decently well suited to the map itself here. But
Hmm.
Old Man's Strength possibly run out here on the Clockwork comp.
That
Yes,
that would yeah, they are definitely. That's something
solid on defense.
It is solid on defense. It's going to be hard to get past, especially with the Mei just waiting for one or two members to walk through that choke and then walling off the choke so that you're fighting a fractured point. we got
Mhm.
we got Hazard spamming the bingo voice.
He's having fun with it. And we see in the spawn here, we're gonna see Genji Widowmaker, unless Heike goes for the swap, and Rhino over onto the Orisa. Okay, never mind. They're swapping over onto this triple tank Widow with
Ooh.
Ana Lucio. So this kind of bunker-esque composition, but they do have that added benefit of the defense matrix. So when,
Nice. Yep.
shield
We
is
just
down.
saw it right there.
All right. Well, let's see how they approach this here. Wall comes up again from Dimes. Nice halt hook
Ooh.
over the top of that wall, and Heike will just be instantly murked. Counter, though, it comes in through the halt, but again, with no Roadhog, you can't really get the halt hook combo, and they're going to get yet another one here onto Spades. He tries to fly out, but he can't quite do it. Jai, meanwhile, does manage to sneak that one kill onto Hazard. Nice anti-nade onto Mac and Enhancement as well. Just nobody really from American Revolution who can follow up on that. Mac very low. Hazard just now respawning. Now is the time to strike. While the iron is hot, American
Yeah.
Revolution should move in and take advantage of the man advantage that they have for the time being and try and get this kill. But Seamoose gonna be locked up in that halt hook once more. And well, they're gonna see the counter halt hook come through for American Revolution, and they do kill Enhancement as a result of it. Jai snipes Madero just a second before. Hazard getting in the face of Rhino there, and that defense matrix coming in clutch, but not for long. Hazard still manages to find that kill. Nano boost in onto the Orisa, if I'm not mistaken, in that fight. Now the supercharger comes through. You do get one tick out of this fight if you are the American Revolution. You try to get a hook if you're high key over on the side here, but there's not a whole lot that American Revolution will find out of this. And again, high key kills Hazard. So American Revolution, they're going to continue to fight this fight. I mean, why would you not continue to fight this?
Yeah.
Good sleep, good anti-nade.
Oh.
Enhancement, there is no running. Blizzard in. Whole hog preventing any follow-up whatsoever from it. Great play from Heike, recognizing that not pushing on to the point are the American Revolution. They will get the second tick, and if I'm not mistaken, they should be able to cap the full point.
Yeah, that they will, and that defense matrix has
Nice.
been key. I've seen
Super
two
clutch.
halt hooks that defense matrix has just stopped, and having that tool in your pocket compared to the opponents is just a huge key to have.
Absolutely.
And we're seeing Hazard. He's getting the value out of the tour, but not as much as we seen last time. Only one ultimate use, I think, so far.
Right. And he's just been getting killed a lot of the times by Heike, it seems, at the end of these fights. And you're seeing more peel
Ooh.
here. Heike gets a bit low. Big anti-nade onto Mac and Enhancement. And this is just going to be American Revolution sweeping that fight up very cleanly off the back of that sound barrier.
Momo has been landing so many anti-nades that are just shutting
Absolutely.
down team fights before they even start. And sometimes that's hard to do with a shield tank, just because oftentimes we'll see it thrown just right into the shield and getting no effect. But waiting for that key moment, for that split second that shield goes down, and then chucking that in, so good.
Absolutely. Love Momo's positioning here as well, far behind the team, not in a situation where they can be caught out. And now you're going to see Supercharger come through here for Mac. Nano boost
Ooh.
out. I'm not sure actually what caught the Nano boost. Was it the Diva Mac as it was flying away? I think it was, but still, the bomb is going to find the kills they need. Blizzard in here, so this might be where you see the turnaround of this fight start to happen. Heike goes down. Seamoose might be there for the res. It is off cooldown, but might not be in a resable position here. Okay. Seamoose can duck into the side here. Great peel from the Diva there. You see Spades rotating into position to body block Seamoose, and Heike's going to get slept again. The poor guy can't catch a break.
Oh no, yeah, he's just gonna be taking a nap this whole time. And look, see, there's another halt hook that just kind of goes by the wayside, not getting anything like that. And American Revolution, their halt hook success rate, I think, is not as high as Old Man Strength. We see it caught out, but
Ooh,
that
nice.
time it's gonna
There you
make me
go.
eat my words.
Yeah, they are. They hear you, Pulse, and they decide to prove you wrong there. You're seeing in the backline here, Hazard's turrets. And now Spades chasing down Hazards himself. Here he's going to take this 1v1. He can afford to do it because, of course, the defense matrix. But,
Aw.
on the front line, because Spades chases that 1v1, there's no matrix on the front line, and the nano-boosted hog of Enhancement will absolutely decimate the rest of the American Revolution. So, bit of a misplay from Spades, perhaps tunnel visioning onto Hazard. Regardless, 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. That defense matrix should have been there, especially because Momo went for a reds, but instead got a shot out of that. So you need to have that defense matrix on that Mercy, especially when they're going in for reds. That was just a little miscommunication right there. But look at this, high key going on to the Pharaoh. So now we got something interesting.
Okay, Pharah. Should be an interesting swap here. I mean, I like it because it gives them a lot of long range damage, which,
Yeah.
they didn't really have before. I mean, they do have Jai, of course, but there's a lot of shields, and this should help a lot with shield break, especially you need a lot of shield break. Molten Core out now. Jai with the first pick. The car fixer, Rhino's supercharger will be killed, so ultimate for an ultimate, I suppose. Eye for an eye, ultimate for ultimate. You know how it goes, but we're seeing Heike here once again, just spam damage from above. Good peel onto the back line. Absolutely insane.
Wow.
Concussive blasting away the Mei. However, on the front line again, enhancement really just having his way regardless with this whole hog time and time again. Enhancement has been the one that's been winning these fights single-handedly. I think this guy's chiropractor bill must be insane because of the amount of times he has to carry.
And you worry about a little bit of an overinvestment in ultimates there for Old Man Strength. They used
Perhaps.
4 ultimates in that fight.
Yeah.
And, granted, there is only one fight left, so that may have been a good idea to hold them out. But you think maybe you should have saved that transfer if Heike decides to pop off and just gets a barrage ready. But if it's going to win you the fight, it's going to win you the fight.
Exactly. 35 seconds left on the clock here for American Revolution to make things work. Enhancement taking a bit of some of the pot shots here. Almost the halt hook coming through, but the Blizzard from Dimes, just driving everyone away from the payload for the time being. Once again, high key. I like the swap to the Pharah, but he hasn't been unable to find a whole lot of value here. Enhancement there with a hero play, hooks the bomb into himself and, well, use his take a breather to bypass most of the damage. And again, the nano boosted hog on the field. Enhancement has been time and time again the target of this, but Momo picks off Dimes in the back line and then uses his Transcendence. So pushing through onto the front line is the American Revolution. They should be able to take this one. Mahiki here with the barrage, but he gets halted, he gets hooked, and dies with the barrage. Seamus, do you go for this res? Yes, you do. You need to get this res. You need pretty much your fight winner back into this, especially as the supercharger comes through. Heike moves in, gets the first kill onto Hazard. Madero refrags onto him. Jai with the headshot penetrating through that Transcendence healing from Madero. And this is looking like the American Revolution should win this one. Yeah, Rhino finishes off Madero. And there we go. There's the cap. Minute and 30 seconds left to go on King's Row.
Just some confusing plays, I think, coming out from Old Man Strength. We've seen time and time again just some questionable ultimate usage and some ability usage, and we saw a blizzard go in, but it was more of like a zoning blizzard. Didn't really get anyone, and just not getting a lot of value from that ultimate. And credit where credit's due. The disengage from American Revolution is so good, and now they got the ball rolling.
Right. And of course, this is tier 3. I'm not expecting these guys to be playing. Can't believe these guys would make mistakes. Tier 3 players making mistakes, unacceptable. But really, this is a place for them to improve in this tournament. Spade's going to open things up with that bomb kill onto Hazard. Nano boosted Orisa on the field. Rhino will kill Enhancement, make him think twice about hooking him ever again. But Rhino will eventually die to Dimes there. Nice wall, just completely bottling them in. Now the Blizzard through. Everyone is able to escape. No, they are not. Momo, High Key, Spades, all bottled up. And Spades, into the pit you go.
Spades was trying to fly away, but then the hook brought him right back into the Blizzard. So
there is no escape.
Couldn't really escape. This game is made by Blizzard. You can't escape the Blizzard.
Ha ha ha. Indeed. Hazard here. Molten Core is going to be chilling out on the side. 10 seconds. Last fight here.
Ooh.
And that is a way to start things off. Molten Core going to be coming through here from Old Man Strength, just locking down the payload, dealing a lot of damage. Nobody can even touch the cart. Nobody can even get to it. That'll be the Old Man Strength taking things. If I'm not mistaken, I think Spades tried to go for a bit of a play where he flies underneath it, but he realized, well, it's futile. So
it is,
still,
and
not a bad push. Not a bad push.
Not bad at all. They essentially got it all the way. They were like 4 meters short of it or something. So not too bad, not too shabby. And you have to have, I think really when you're playing King's Row, the escort phase shouldn't really come into your mind until you lose point A. Point A should be the absolute hold. We're holding here. We're not even going to let them get this first point to get to the escort phase at all. So that should be their mindset right now. American Revolution in a great spot. I mean, I can't believe they didn't push it all the way really, because they were trading back and forth, and it's just a little unfortunate case of getting picked out early there with that halt hook. It's so strong. It's so strong to escape from.
the halt hook really is extremely powerful, and that is why, it is going to be this composition that is run a whole lot because of how
Hmm.
powerful it is. And I mean, it is not quite as strategic as some of the other composition we've been seeing. It is really just highly visual, and just you see the
Hmm.
halt, you hook at the halt. So, but regardless, it's up to the rest of the play, right? The DPS play, the follow up on it. How do they, follow up on that first halt hook kill is what really makes this composition interesting to watch.
Yeah, and look at the composition coming out for old man strength so far. Unless they switch it up on me, I can't imagine. Yeah, there you go. I can't imagine you'd run no
Clockwork.
healer, but there you go.
Move on to the clockwork composition, which again, interesting choice from them. They've been running this quite a bit and it has seen a lot of success for them. They did say it was their signature composition, and it seems to be so. I mean, the clockwork comp is a very interesting composition, a
Ooh.
very hard composition to prep for, to practice for. So, if I'm American Revolution, I think, frankly, against the composition that is really hard to practice against, I think they've been playing pretty well. You see them get that first kill onto enhancement here, and well, Old Man Strength will, be kind of stalled out here for the time being. But Hazard moving up top here, he will be backing out as he takes that Venom Mine.
Oh, okay. A little bit of over-aggression, I think, from
Hmm.
old man strength right there, especially because you saw enchantment go down, and yet we
Yeah.
still saw Mac charging in.
Oh,
So a
Momo.
little bit of an odd, and yeah, this is gonna be all cleanup right here.
Yeah, they thought they could take it just because they lost one member and they could continue to fight and try to maybe get a poke with the halt hook, because you really only need the Roadhog for that, right? But
Hmm.
again, like you said, biting off maybe a little more than they could chew, and they will end up losing that fight in the long run.
Not only losing the fight, but giving up the ult economy too. Look at the ultimates on the side of American Revolution. They have all of them coming online pretty soon.
Alrighty, well, you're seeing a 1v1 here, a very intense 1v1 between Jai and Hazard, and well, Jai slipped something in Hazard's drink because he's dead. It's poison. Very unfortunate for him. Seamoose will get the res here onto Momo in the Valkyrie. Now it's all about survivability for Seamoose. Needs to be able to stay alive as much as he can and find as much value as possible with this Valkyrie. And, well, gets a decent amount of healing. Hazard will get the one headshot there onto Jai. Hazard, he's tired of getting headshot here by Jai, and he swaps onto Widowmaker himself. Like Xeno says, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, Seamoose had a very, very tough decision to make as a Mercy. You either go for the res onto your Zenyatta, who has trans, which could essentially win you the fight, or you could keep Rhino topped off and just try to keep your main tank alive. Chose to go for the res, and so Rhino went down. And it's just the split second tough decision that you have to make as a Mercy player. So and with that, they're gonna give up the point, and now we're into the escort phase.
Yes, we are. Dragon Strike in right in the center. Coming out from high key there. And, well, the zoning finds its value because Dimes is dead. Madero, though, refrags onto high key himself, but the halt hook will end things out. So American Revolution takes it.
Yeah, American Revolution is gonna take it. And look at this. They're still fighting right now. Old man
They
strength
are.
with just refusing to pull out, but maybe you should have done that as the rest of the team is gonna see.
Yeah. At a certain
And
point, right? At what point are you continuing to fight because you think you can win? At what point are you feeding ult charge? And I think in that case, they kind of erred on the side of feeding ult charge by just a tad bit. But regardless,
yeah,
3 minutes and 35 seconds left. It's a lot of time.
we've seen American Revolution come up big with their ult economy. I mean, just as having a good rotation going in and out. Like I think the combination they have right now, that Transcendence is going to keep their team alive. So it's going to be a lot of work ahead of them for Old Man Strength.
Blizzard in. Can they kite out of it? Momo has to pop the Transcendence. Great body blocking, too, from Momo. He does get hooked away, and that's why Rhino is killed there. So great play from Enhancement there to negate that body block that was coming through. But still, good plays all across the board. There's a lot to talk about in these fights.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to throw in one more thing in that fight, Carfixer landed that anti as soon as the Blizzard went out. So even if he was there with the Transcendence, it would be to no avail. His
exactly.
team were to go down.
Exactly.
No
Alright,
resistance so
Inter played
far right here. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
interestingly enough. Will we see a contest? No, we won't at all.
Wow.
That sleep basically decided it there. If High Key wasn't slept and then killed, they would have continued to fight that fight. But Seamoose will get the res here. Now, American Revolution, they're in a bit of a bad situation because that Dragon Strike zoned them into the direct line of sight of Hazard. And you see him here getting insane amounts of damage. Crazy kills. The man's on a rampage here.
Yeah, the dragon just meant to split the team right down the middle, and since
Honestly,
the team is split, you
five
just
head.
you just deal with one part at a time. Exactly, it's an easy 5 head.
That's a 5-head play for sure. Well, we're coming into the last fight territory here. The wall completely
Whoa!
locks them off. Does that actually decide the fight right there, right then? No, the contestant is there on the point from Seamoose, but everyone's so very low, and enhancement is just going to absolutely decimate you. Old Man Strength, they will be your winners in this match. American Revolution put up one heck of a fight on both
Wow.
Busan and now King's Row, but in the end, Old Man Strength will eke it out. Play the game, you're going to Hazard. I'm not surprised. This is going to be that play at the very end. Oh, no,
Oh,
it is not. He had a lot of pop-off plays. Apparently, this was that anti-nade like you were talking about. Big brain plays.
big brain
Great.
plays indeed. I mean, look at this. The rotation in the backline too. It's so hard to go against the
It is.
Hanzo who has so much confidence as Hazard does. His confidence is
Mhm.
just through the roof. He's saying, guys, just
Peaked.
deal with them. Let me go around the back real quick and just give him
Mhm.
a couple arrows.
Yeah, he was definitely confident in his ability to hit those shots, and well, he was correct in doing so. He was looking really good there, but again, Old Man Strength, your winners here. American Revolution will lose this match, but still good to see the sportsmanship. Jai, wishing them good luck in their next few games.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will throw it to a break. We will be back after that with our third match. See you guys then.
I can hardly believe it. Never thought we would start this rolling stone. Don't know where I'm going, but I know that I'm better off alone. Feel the weight and it's pulling me under. Started strong, but the distance grew on. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be free. No, I don't wanna fight, 'cause I know I'll be fine. Just to say our goodbye. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be me. Never thought we would face this. Looking back, how could we ever know? Don't know where we're going, but I know that we're better off alone. Feel the weight and it's pulling me under. Started strong, but the distance grew on. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be free. No, I don't wanna fight, 'cause I know I'll be fine. Just to say our goodbye. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be free. No, I don't wanna fight, 'cause I know I'll be fine. Just to say our goodbye. I just wanna be me.
Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it rushing through my veins. Your love's the only drug I know. But we've been playing the hand now we're dealt, so we can light it up. I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel the fire inside, so there won't be no fear tonight. We crossed the line, and now it's clear to see the light behind the suffering. Believe we'll finally be free. Let the silhouette cast upon your heart, turning every little moment into scars. Baby, it's our chance to make a start, so we can fly.
I know that we will make it. I know that we will make it. I know that we will make it. I know that we.
I know that
trying to find my way, but I still won't stop my devotion. Trying to find the motivation. Been trying to find my way, cause I wanna change my situation. So I'm trying to find the motivation. Cups to the sky, if you feel the vibe, you can't deny the energy inside. I wanna feel something to give me that belief. When it drops on the beat, it's happening every time. Cups to the sky, if you feel the vibe, you can't deny the energy inside. I wanna feel something to give me that belief. When it drops on the beat, it's giving me the motivation. Motivation, 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 giving me the motivation. Cups to the motivation, cups to the motivation, giving me the motivation, motivation. I'ma turn it up to the morning. Swear that the vibe got me up all evening. I'll be on the vibe till I'm in bed yawning. Cause ain't nothing else gonna give me that feeling. Nah. Cups to the sky for trying to live life. It's about time we're taking it up high. You ain't got a vex, put the stress to the side. When it drops on the beat, it's happening every time. Cups to the sky for trying to live life. It's about time we're taking it up high. You ain't got a vex, put the stress to the side. When it drops on the beat, it's giving me the motivation. Motivation, 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 giving me the motivation. Cups to the motivation, cups to the motivation, giving me the motivation, motivation.
Hey, what's up? This is going to be our third game, at least on stream here, and two teams going up against each other. This one's a bit of a mouthful. If they're going goats, I'm going Hammond versus Clown Academy. So it's called the Battle of the Meme Teams here, and we're once again going to be starting off on Busan. A lot of Busan we've seen today, I will say, but you know, I'm all right with it. Busan's a cool map, but
Yeah.
Let's play something else. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We don't even have any say. It's up to the teams to decide what map they want to play. So, hey, if you guys want to play Busan, you guys go ahead and play Busan. We really are forced to cast over it, so we don't have a say. We are merely slaves to the players.
Slaves. Yeah. We
All right, City Center going to be our first map here once again. And we've got, if they're going goats, I'm going Hammond in the blue, and the Clown Academy in the red. See, this is basically just going to be a battle of how fast can I say, if they're going goats, I'm going Hammond in a fight. It's the real question, Pulse.
But then I'll be confused. I'm like, are they going goats? Wait.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, based on these team compositions so far, you're going to see if they're going goats, I'm going Hammond, going for kind of this triple DPS composition like we've seen so far with this, you know, Pharah, Tracer, Sombra. Something we haven't quite seen yet. Usually, you know, Widowmaker or these long-range DPS. But I'm down with it.
Yeah, exactly. And on the other side, Clown Academy, you have to worry a little bit just because there's no obvious counter to that Pharah. And we've seen how a Pharah could just run amok. But we'll see. We'll see if they switch it up. I like the Baptiste.
Yep. Ooh, Mikey. Taking a lot of damage going on in, and False will just harass him from the side. Well, Clown Academy locking it in and running down mid, but taking a lot of damage, just spam damage as they walk through. Mikey especially has been the target of ire. He's just been taking so much damage. Now Clown Academy are holding up here, but Victor will get that first kill into PEGE. They trade though onto Foreshadow, so it's a 5v5 situation on the point here. already an amplification matrix coming through from Faz, but they're not really in a situation or an angle where they can make a lot of use out of this because of where they are. However, they are able to sneak away that first cap on the point, the immortality field, of course, keeping everybody nice and healthy. They're nestled in that corner. Mikey, once again, needs to be careful as he's a bit low, but Clown Academy will win this first set. EMP comes through. Sam coming in with a double kill barrage. They do kill him. Tricky.
Tricky
Well, this is
indeed.
a very interesting fight. Clown Academy is playing this very, very interestingly. I like it. They're playing
Yeah.
really well to this composition strengths.
It's kind of a high risk, high reward, kind of strategy they're going with. They're just kind of sitting there right on point and they're saying, come to us, come try to break our shields.
Yeah.
And, you could get a lot of reward for that because now you're forcing the opponent to come to you. But also, if you get caught out and caught into a barrage like they just did, it could be very, very scary.
Yeah, PGE swapped over onto the Widowmaker here, and he will be harassed down by False there. Victor drops the minefield, gets stunned up for a brief moment, and then will be finished off here. False translocates out of danger, but the fight is still continuing on the point. We're going to see the Blizzard be tossed out here by Jackie Love. Victor gets frozen, but he is able to roll out of it in the nick of time. So the Blizzard not finding a whole lot here, but still,
Wow.
they're finding value in the fact that this composition really is so hard to dislodge. Once they have nestled themselves in that corner, how do you approach this, right? Because no matter what, you're going to get frozen, you're going to get hooked, you're going to get halted, you're going to get the immortality field. You can't get these kills because of this composition. So really smart play here from Clown Academy. And well,
One
I'm
player,
going goats there.
yeah, and one player you got to give credit to is definitely Faz. I mean, just coming through
for sure.
huge. I mean, just essentially looking at his feet and just holding that right click when his team is getting charged because he's healing everyone around him in that kind of tightly knit area. So yeah, I agree. It's so hard to break this, and it doesn't even look like they have the ultimates to do it.
Amplification Matrix online here. We're going to see the Supercharger and the Amplification Matrix. So this is really an incredible amount of damage output that is going to be had, but that is as long as it doesn't get shut down right off the bat. Now the barrage comes through, kills the immortality field, and Sam will find 3. However, still in the point is PGE, Mudkip, and Tricky. Mudkip, rather Tricky, coming in with the whole hog onto the point, will kill Archer and False. Just the mercy of Rio left. 99% on the point. Overtime Wick burning down, and that will be that. Early lead here for Clown Academy, 100-0 versus if they're going goats, I'm going ham.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird niche strategy they did. They never really brought a fight directly to them. And
Right.
I think if they go goats, I go ham, and kind of fell into their traps a little easier. I think
Right.
just because, I like the idea of using the EMP then combining it with a barrage, just because that whole team is so close to each other, just kind of packed into that little corner. But it just didn't seem like the rest of the team was in sync with the Pharah and the Sombra barrage. So we'll see if they can kind of find that stride here, especially on a map where you can't really run that same composition.
Here we go. Swaps coming through. Rio opting for the Mercy on the side of if they're going goats, I'm going Hammond, and Faz opting for the Baptiste. So once again, different styles of composition we're seeing here. It really worked well for Clown Academy last time, and all right off the bat, they get that first kill. PGE coming
Wow.
in big with the double. The 2-time champion himself, PGE. Well, Rio does get the res into Sam here, but still, I love Faz's positioning here too. He's playing around these corners. He knows he can just lob grenades at his team. He doesn't need to expose himself and put himself in danger, and it's just smart Baptiste play.
This is just a case of getting straight up outplayed. There's 2 double sniper compositions going head to head with each other. One has the Zen, one has the Baptiste, yes, but it just looks like PGE is just running circles right now on the opposing sniper. Sam just cannot find the shot. He even got res and was taken out a second time, so PGE has a great angle.
Yeah, PGE winning it twice in a row. Now we're going to see what they can do in this next fight here. Victor taking that headshot right off the bat. A lot of damage onto him. Now, in for sight available for PGE. He's on the hunt, looking for a headshot onto one of those squishies. Not the tanks. Rio, though, with the Valkyrie, will be able to keep his team nice and healthy here. But still, once again, Clown Academy, they have point presence. They have so much point presence.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. And it's just so hard to dislodge this. Once again, that's what we talked about in the last map. Mikey, very low, very scary situation to be in, but PGE will snipe Rio from afar. Now the Dragon Strikes will roll on through here from Jackie Love, and this is just domination from Clown Academy. I mean, if they're going goats, I'm going ham, and they just seem utterly lost. They don't know how to approach this.
Yeah, I could see the benefit of having a false on that diva, especially when you're running against a widow like PG&E. And here comes the ultimates. They're just
Oh
gonna clear him
man.
off this point.
Yeah.
It just looks like Clown Academy. I think their composition is even better because false on this diva, yes, provides a lot of the defense matrix for those tricky snipers that are taking apart your team. But just saw multiple times Victor tried to use his halt to gather some people up, but without the combination of the hook in there, it's not getting a lot of value, and they're kind of depending on their snipers to come up with these picks.
And now we're seeing swaps come through for Shadow instantly dead before the fight even begins. Now, well, if they're going Goats, I'm going Hammond. They're on the Hammond now, and they're going for this bit of a hyper dive composition, very aggressive dive comp with the Hammond and the Diva. PGE engaged in a bit of a sniper duel. He's just utterly ignoring Victor right now. Doesn't even care. He's going to shoot false right out of his mech here. Clown Academy, good immortality field just in case that shield went down to keep them all nice and healthy. But Victor still finding one kill onto Tricky there. PGE does get Archer just seconds before, however, now Minefield on the point from Victor. The damage is it's just completely and utterly eaten up by those dragons. PGE moving up top here, looking for the headshots, but he will lose that sniper duel. Sam coming in big here with the double kill so far. He's looking to continue his streak and take down Mikey here, the last remaining member of the Clown Academy on the point here. Victor will steal that kill from him. And, well, 99% of the point there for Clown Academy, however. So, long road ahead of their going Goats. I'm going Hammond.
Yeah, exactly. And Khan Academy could just use this one fight to build up some ultimates. I love the switch over to the Somber as well. So now you're throwing just kind of a wrench in their plans, and they think they finally have a composition to counter you. But yep, this is going to be just a hard fight.
Yeah, Jackie Love juking those shots, weaving back and forth, ducking and weaving. And, well, the hacks too are going to be so impactful, especially with a Hammond like this, because there's no shields. And if you can hack the Hammond right here, there you go, like you do just like that. Tricky can sweep on in with a whole hog and absolutely dominate everybody. Popping false out of the mech was so impactful as well. 99% on the point, and that is that Clown Academy take Rusan very dominantly in a 2-0 fashion over. If they're going Goats, I'm going Hammond.
Clown Academy is so good at switching up their compositions to whatever is needed. I like how they went for a composition that has a lot of sustainability and Tricky getting the play of the game, of course. That's something I could have guessed myself because yeah, look, we see him landing over and over again these very good ultimates and just wrecking. Wow,
Oh yeah.
a lot of damage and a lot of displacement coming in with that ultimate. And I think just having the Roadhog there in general was just benefited the team so much. Getting that halt hook just instantly putting your team into a 6v5 is so
Mhm.
beneficial.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that was our first map there on Busan, 7-minute map. So that was a rather quick one,
Yeah.
because of how really dominant Clown Academy was. I mean, 100-0 pretty much on both maps there. So
Hmm.
moving into this, these next, what could be next few maps, or what could be just this one next map if Clown Academy continues their streak here, is well, if they're going Goats, I'm going Hammond. Has the map choice here. Clown Academy has the side choice. So, well, what do you think they're gonna run, Pulse? What do you think?
Well, I'm interested to see because if I'm going goats there, sorry, whoa.
I know, what a
This is just
mouthful.
a tongue twister. If they're going goats, I'm going Hammond. Decides to kind of run these compositions that they've been coming out on. It seems like it's a little bit of a keep trying until we find something that works kind
Mhm,
of strategy. Like we saw there in that last one, they kept switching it up. I like the idea of coming out on a solid comp, like they came out with the double snipers to kind
mhm.
of match Clown Academy at the start. But I think it's all going to come down to individual play. We could talk about comms, we could talk about team synergy as much as we want, but I think there are just times when PGE is just running.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I mean, this
It's just yeah, exactly. This is insane.
Pulse, your mic is
Oh no.
very scuffed. I'll cover for you. Don't worry. You get that sorted out. All right. Well, while they are while they're dealing with this, apparently we got a player AFK on the side. If they're going Goats, I'm going Hammond. That's what Rio tells us at the very least. Probably running over, getting a snack of some sort. There you are, Pulse. That's much better.
Use that other. We don't talk about that.
Oh, is it still scuffed? I'm not sure. I think it is, Pulse. All right. Well, Yeah, while we've got an AFK player, we might as well just throw it to a break so we can get all these issues sorted out, guys. We'll see you after.
Take it all away, but you I would take potions. I would take potions. Sipping on a little something, I've been sipping too much. I just pour myself a double and I'm thinking about us. Every time I see your face, I think of what I lost. How could all the little moments that we had be so far gone? I never met someone like you. I never felt this way, ooh. But your love, I would take potions.
Okay, we're back from the break. We got all our players back in the lobby, and Pulse has fixed the mic, so we are a-okay. We're running at full potential here. So first map, or not first map, rather, next map is going to be Route 66. And of course, Clown Academy gets to choose the side, and they have chosen defense. So we're going to be getting in game here very shortly. Clown Academy, of course, did win that first map on Busan in quite a dominating fashion. So it's up to, if they're going Goats, I'm going Hammond, to come back on Route 66.
Yeah, and in a way, I always thought it was a little bit more of an advantage to attack first. So not only do they get to pick the map, they also get to set the pace for the map, you know, and it's also just a little scary sometimes. It can be a mental game where if you come out on defense first and then you get steamrolled, and then now
Mhm.
you're thinking, okay, we have to live up to that expectation. So your play might be a little different. But if you're attacking first, you set the pace for the whole game. So this could be something that works out for them. And like you said, they're switching sides or they're switching colors as well, and we're getting that all sorted out.
Right. Alrighty, making sure we get the team names as well. Don't want to get ourselves all mixed up as soon as we get in lobby. And we've seen Route 66 once before in our first match of the day against Xeno and Serendipity. And, well, we're going to see how these teams approach it. Of course, every team has a different style of approach to Route 66. We've seen close holds with Hammond compositions, or we've seen, more bunker-esque holds with the May. So, what we haven't seen a lot of, though, this game is, or this entire time, rather, is Reinhardt. He's been kind of cast to the wayside for
Hmm.
the Orisa and the Roadhog.
Yeah, seeing Reinhardt not in the game. Whoops, there we go. See, it's
It hates you. It's the caster curse. Your mic pulse is cursed. But anyways, yeah, Route 66 and 15 seconds until we can see what they are. If you can't tell, I'm stalling for Pulse until he gets his mic sorted back up. So
There you go. There you go. Okay,
there we go.
so
There he is.
but just it's just a little odd seeing Reinhardt kind of absent because there was a time where it was impossible to play Overwatch without Reinhardt being in there. So it is a different kind of game we got going on. It's the Wild West out here.
Literally, because we're in Route 66.
Ooh.
I like it, Pulse. I like it. Speaking of the Wild West, Jackie Love is he's hovering over this McCrean spawn. Don't know if he's going to walk out on it. Yes, he will. So we do have a little bit of that flavor here, a little bit of that wild West.
Yeah, and I think it's also maybe a little defense against some Pharah, just because we've seen before on Route C6 Pharah come out. It doesn't look like it will, but we have seen in the past that if Pharah could come in and just do some damage, and having a dedicated hit scan player just always in the sky for that could take a huge weight off the team's shoulders.
Right. Alrighty. Now we're seeing the Sombra Genji dive. Again, this is very classic. You set up for that EMP Nano Blade to dislodge bunker. That's what they're expecting. And, well, they would be actually correct here. And there's a bit of almost like I have to stop myself from saying, oh, it's goats, just because it's just
Yeah.
three tanks. But no, it is not three tanks. It's just a very tank heavy triple tank composition here. 3-2-1, but no Sombra. Instead, we have a McCree. So it's a really interesting take on it. I want to see how Clown Academy plays this. Ooh, good Matrix to protect from that halt hook there, but Mudkip will still get the first pick onto Archer. So if they're going goats, I'm going Hammond. They're going to be beaten back for the time being.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked about earlier the value that D.Va gives you with that defense matrix, but just without a Roadhog or without any kind of follow-up or any kind of other protection, I mean, Winston's bubble is a rather squishy bubble, and just in general, even
Exactly.
though it could take up a couple hits, it kind of disappears in 2 seconds, it seems like. So, a very interesting comp on the other side with Clown Academy, just having this weird triple tank, but with the pulled pork. It's so good.
The halt hook. However, Foreshadow does manage to sneak a kill into Mudkip in the back line. Also very low, will be popped out of the mech, and this is a bad position to be in because PGE is very high energy and will just start melting targets down. You see False there get basically one-tapped by him. So Clown Academy is still holding strong here at this first corner. Oh, Sam with a kill, though.
And this could be a tie turner. There he goes.
Oh, here we go. This is what we're waiting for, Pulse. That Nano Blade, and it finds its value, slicing and dicing away into the team is Sam. They're going to get the sleep there at the very end onto Tricky and finish him off. Great play. I mean, really, if you can get the Nano Blade up and running and you find value with it, that's the entire goal of the composition. So successfully, you have played your composition the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? The benefit of that is that they didn't have to do that with an EMP. They still have the EMP in their product, but there he goes.
Solo grab onto the Sombra is a little interesting. Sometimes you really do only need the solo grab, though, and he does die with the EMP. So if Clown Academy can come back here and find an opportunity to actually win this fight, it'll find value off of that. But if they lose it, unfortunately, it'll be an ultimate gone to waste. And I think it's beginning to swing that way with Sam moving in, getting 2 kills. PGE will kill him, but not before dying to Rio here. So Clown Academy, unfortunately, waste that Graviton Surge in a suboptimal situation, and they will not have it for this next fight, which is probably when they would like to. PGE might be swapping off, though.
Yeah, we'll see what comes up. Yep, there he goes onto the Tracer. Okay. We very interesting. Just gonna cause some disruption in that back line, while the rest of his team seems to be kind of bunkered down. Very interesting, because now you're making them focus on 2 different things at once.
Right, and of course there is no Brig, right? No, we haven't actually seen a lot of Brigitte play so far in this entire tournament, which is probably a good thing, considering all things considered. Teams have just, they have just willingly outlawed Brigitte. Supposedly EMP bomb combo will find Jackie Love in the Immortality field. Big frag onto the Immortality field there with that bomb. But PGE looking for kills here. It's going to be Faz and Tricky finding the majority of the damage and all just finishing members off here. PGE engaged in a duel with Foreshadow, and who can just try and translocate out. So really not a whole lot going on there. But Victor going to get that nano boost, looking for the kills. Will get Mudkip, tase him out of this fight. However, Clown Academy is still holding here. PGE is hacked, though. He will be killed here in the backline, but Jackie Love will avenge his death. Rio, though, DPS Lucio, who would have thought, coming in the backline and just decimating both Jackie Love and PGE there.
I love that the offense kind of knows or has really good situational awareness, especially because False sends in the bomb. It displaces everyone. Yes, you get them to pop off their trans, and so now they don't have that. And with one ultimate, you're essentially swaying the fight in your favor, and now the switches are coming in.
Right, PGE here taking care of the translocator, so Foreshadow can't escape. He's got the pulse bomb as well. Wants to find an opportunity to toss this one onto the support there. Almost gets the stick, but Mudkip dodges out of the way, but he still can't dodge out of the way, or Archer rather, can't dodge out of the way of Faz, who will eventually kill him, but it doesn't matter because everyone else on the side of Clown Academy is already dead. Great Primal Rage there from Victor, finding a ton of value with it, and now they're going to be swapping over onto this Reinhardt composition, most likely looking for the 3-3, never mind. Victor's back onto the Winston, and Sam will swap off. No, he won't.
Wow. So they're still running with this semi-dive, yeah, and they're running against this bunker comp. It's been working so well, but look at that pull.
They get the Mecha False off the back of it here, so Clown Academy with an opportunity to somewhat stabilize, but a big anti-nade, a big EMP is going to spell disaster. And if they're going to go, I'm going ham, it will continue to roll on through here. Rio getting 2 kills in that fight. This Lucio is bloodthirsty.
This is a huge turnaround for this team. I mean, remember, they got stomped in that last map, and now they're bringing fights to them. They have a good time bank. They could absolutely finish all 3 points of this.
Hack comes through onto PGE to start things off. You're seeing the nano boosted Winston, if I'm not mistaken, onto Victor there. And well, this is a very dangerous position to be in. So much cleave damage in that whole hog, utterly eaten up by that defense matrix. Nano boosted Reinhardt here. Oh, Rio knocked into the swing of the hammer. Mikey, meanwhile, just holding left click, spinning around, getting kills. That's going to help Clown Academy to stabilize here. And at this point, this is where, if I'm Victor, yeah, I'm just popping the Primal Rage, because I think at this point you need to switch onto the Reinhardt to deal with this Reinhardt composition. You can't fight this with a Winston.
There we go. I mean, I knew we were missing something, and Mikey going on to the Reinhardt is just so good. And look at that, getting that late pick onto Sam. You've essentially bought your team 10 to 15 seconds, just kind of whittling it down. They don't want to engage in a 6v5.
Indeed, indeed. Foreshadow, though, does have the EMP available to him. So he's holding on to this one, sneaking up top on the moving platforms. Amazing stun by Jackie Love. Absolutely incredible play. Stuns him right on out of that EMP, and you're going to get no value from it whatsoever. An ultimate completely and utterly lost. And Foreshadow now trying to get a hack into the Reinhardt of Mikey, but such good peel from his team is going to deny that entirely. Mudkip with the first pick here onto Archer. He's got the nano boost as well. He's going to toss it onto Mikey on that front line, who's just going to be swinging away once again. It doesn't even matter if he's hacked, because his hammer is all he needs in this situation. 50 seconds left on the clock. Pulse, we are rapidly approaching last fight territory as the Graviton Surge comes through from PGE. Mikey tries to follow up, but can't quite do it. Collides with the boxes there on the side as he tries to go for the charge. He is discorded, so he needs to be careful for the time being. But so does the opposing team of Clown, or of, if they're going to go, I'm going ham, and they're waiting here. Foreshadow, halt, hooked. Will be able to stay alive by translocating out in the nick of time, but still 20 seconds left on the clock. Pulse, this is indeed last fight territory. It's now or never for the members of their going goats. I'm going ham to make a play here with the Graviton Surge. They're going to do just that, moving in, trying to follow up onto it, but the beat comes through. Faz avoiding it, and Victor dies mid-shatter. He was anti-naded, and Mudkip will get the kill onto him. The Transcendence comes through, but it doesn't matter because Victor was anti-naded in the first place, and it doesn't even matter that the Transcendence is there because the charge will insta-kill. And as soon as that wears off, Faz and Tricky will kill Archer and Sam, and that will be that fight. Good hold from the members of Clown Academy, but regardless, great push from the third going goats. I'm going ham, and they got it a good way through the map.
Clown Academy is so good at finding out where the Sombra is at all times. We talked about earlier how you have to go through 2 animations if you want to pop off that ultimate as Sombra. So that's all Jackie needed, and as soon as he came into his view, was able to land that stun on him. That's so massive. That cannot be understated.
And that was great positioning from Jackie Love as well, being up top there. If he was not on the high ground, he wouldn't have been able to hit that, but he was up there because he was either looking for an opportunity to stun the Reinhardt and open things up for his team, or to stun that Sombra out hover EMP. So great play from Jackie Love, great awareness on that Brigitte. I mean, who says she's not a high skill hero?
Exactly. You got to get those quick reactions. You're holding down right click that whole time. As soon as you see him, bam, hit that
Left click. Yeah. Well, when you put it like that, I guess it does not seem quite as high skill. But as we're swapping sides here, floats from if they're going goats, I'm going Hammond, and well, Doomfist Farah. Don't think they're gonna run this, and Hanzo as well, but you never know. Clown Academy, they might live up to their name, lacing up the clown shoes, rolling out on this wacky composition, an oddball composition, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they're gonna come out against this. This Winston Goats is definitely it has a lot of value in a certain ways, but just once it comes down to stable one-on-one fighting, I think this may be a little difficult. Ooh.
Oh, look at this though. Very, very forward hold. Oh, but they know Clown Academy expects this. Yes, they do. And they're just going to try and shut this down as much as possible. PGE needs to be careful himself as he's stunned up, anti-netted, and finished off by Rio from afar. Tricky, though, refrags onto Rio himself. And, well, this is a fight you're going to lose, unfortunately, if you are the members of If They're Going Goats, I'm Going Ham. And Clown Academy has the spawn advantage. They lost the element of surprise, and there's going to be the sleep there onto Victor as well. He does not get the anti-nade, but it doesn't matter because he will be finished off eventually by the rest of the team. Tricky, yeah, he is on fire. He's doing a lot of work.
He definitely is. I mean, especially getting that first pick right at the gate. It's so smart to expect like a forward hold like this and coming out on a high damage composition that could kind of disperse them. And again, that Pharah just causing so many problems for so many teams today.
I mean, just watching Jackie Love here farm up to his ultimate, he's at 84% off that first fight. Whereas on the other side, the only closest one is Archer, who's at 77. And he was the Honest, which means, you know, a lot of damage coming through that he was healing. And Honest netted was charges pretty fast, too. But Jackie Love here, 93% now. One more rocket hit, and he will have his barrage available. He can just drop down onto these tanks, but he might not even need it. In this case, Dragon Strike being invested. Tricky will get the headshot onto Foreshadow for the one-shot kill. PGE finishes off Victor in the back line, and that will be that.
Yeah, and then the investment of the Nano on PGE, very, very odd choice there because it seemed like it was all cleanup, but it's able to walk away with 2 elims in it, so I guess a good old.
Yeah, there we go. Value found with it.
Yeah, exactly. And look, Jackie has that barrage, and PGE, he's just bringing the fight to them. He doesn't even care if he goes down here. He knows he dived into them.
He's either swapping or he's purposefully inting, but who knows.
Oh,
You know, he's on the Doomfist. Okay, interesting play. I'm not gonna pretend like I know why he did that because I am just as baffled as you guys probably are. But
he got that
Nano
close
Blade.
spawn. He wasn't worried about it.
true, very true. Nano Blade is available though here for the members of They're Going Goats. I'm Going Ham. And oh, here we go. You're seeing the ultimate damage boosted barrage, and he's gonna be slapped. So unfortunate for Jackie Love. He will not find any value with it this time. And here we go. Sam moving in here with the Dragon Nano Blade. He's getting Mikey and Mudkip right off the bat, and then slashing Jackie Love with the help of Victor Cocaine. Tricky will get the kill at the end there onto Sam, but won't matter.
It won't matter at all. They'll just kind of have to go on a reset. And Foreshadow held on to the pulse bomb, and Rio is gonna come up on that on his ultimate as well. So we have a lot of ultimates that could sustain here for a while, especially if Foreshadow ends this fight before it even begins.
Pulse bomb available for him, like you were talking about. That is an ultimate that can end the fights before they begin. He's looking to be on the flank here. Find an opportunity. He's in your back line, tosses the pulse bomb in, doesn't get the kill. So now Rio has to use the sound barrier to allow the rest of They're Going Ghost, I'm Going Hammond to engage onto Clown Academy here. Nana boost in onto the Roadhog of Tricky. Foreshadow takes a lot of damage, and he still is, even after the recall. Needs to get the heck out of dodge here, but still wants to harass the backline.
You definitely don't want to give up on this fight just yet. And look, it doesn't look like they are, as they're going to go in for this dive. But
Foreshadow.
yeah,
I think it's about time for Foreshadow to swap here off this Tracer.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, it was kind of a good idea at first. You could see, you know, the displacement that it caused, but now you're trying to you're in the long haul now. You're trying to hold pretty much point C at this point. You're trying to hold it for as long as you can. So maybe it's time to swap off and try something else.
Yeah, and especially because Jackie Love on this brig is just shutting him down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to switch to a more tank-heavy composition here with still the 1 DPS of Sam. He's going to get whip shot, though, by Jackie Love here. So Clown Academy will be able to win this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with that grab, just holding the rest of the team up there. You left your Winston all alone down there. Victor's going to go down, and he's going to be, where's the team? Where's the team at?
Well, here we go as we move into the third point. 64 meters to go for Clown Academy here in... well, they're going to get the payload moving shortly as soon as the doors are fully open. Any second now. There we go.
I love the aggressive take that PGE has right now. Even while those doors are opening, he was kind of keeping them at the back. But here comes the rest of the team in full strength. And there goes the Nano.
Interesting rotation. Really, really good rotation, too. Coming through from If They're Going Ghosts, I'm Going Hammond. Snaking around the members of Clown Academy and attacking them from the back. Because they know that that's a more favorable position, especially with this Reinhardt composition moving through that side room. your shield doesn't take a whole lot of damage. False going to be popped out of his mech and finished off, unfortunately, though. So even though they start off with a nice rotation, I don't think it means much in the long run, and they will end up losing this fight.
Clown Academy used both the Primal and the whole hog at the same time, so just nobody was standing still in that instance.
No,
Everybody was getting
everybody's on the
thrown
move.
around. So,
Yep.
oh boy.
All right, here we go. Possibly last fight, Pulse. Only 20 meters, make it 10 meters left for this payload to roll through. Here we go. Graviton Surge up on top, bottling up a few members, and Faz will be able to get the kill onto Rio, but he dies himself, and well, 2 refrags come through. Almost a kill there onto Archer coming out from Tricky, but he can't quite finish off Zen. He's too small of a target. He doesn't get all the scrap, and well, Clown Academy will have to back up for the time being.
It's not the worst fight to lose. I mean, definitely you give your opponents a little bit of ult charge, but at the end of the day, if it's a strong reset and Mikey's gonna come back out here on this Reinhardt swinging away, you know,
And
it's
the nano.
you only have to win one fight. And yeah, exactly. You have the nano.
They do have to watch out here, though, for Victor's Earth Shatter. But he drops down and concedes that high ground space to the members of Clown Academy. However, they get booped down themselves. Rally coming through.
Ooh.
Shatter does not connect at all. Bomb in the back line there will kill PGE. Massive pick. No bubbles. No protection for Mikey now as he's trying to fight this frontline fight. He's only got his supports to keep him alive. No bubbles, and you're seeing the damage is causing. He just goes down instantly to Victor, who has his own art, his own Zarya to keep him alive. Graviton Surge now available, and this is suddenly looking very winnable for if they're going go time, going Hammond.
Yeah, exactly. And they made an amazing play there in that last fight. Not only did Mikey get nanoed, but then, you know, Victor's thinking, okay, I got to use this shatter. He shatters and forces him to keep his wall up, and then a Diva Bomb comes in and forces him to keep his shield up the whole time. So that nano boost is not getting a lot of value.
No, not at all. They do have to use 2 ultimates because of it, but they can still hold on to their trump card here in that Graviton Surge, and they're going to toss it in right off the bat. Faz with the beat, though, trying to negate the most of this damage as much as he can. Rio with the counter beat himself. It's just an all-out brawl here on the point. We got Pulse, and the ultimates are beginning to come online. Sam with a rally to start things off. Jackie Love close to the rally of his own. Might have been able to save Mikey's life, but it won't happen for the time being. Archie holding on to the Transcendence, and a massive shatter is going to be perhaps the nail in the coffin. 20 seconds left on the clock. One more fight. Maybe, if someone can touch.
Yeah, maybe. They're going to have to regroup rather quickly, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. They still have, they only have 5 members grouped up right now. There's the Ghost, there's the 6, and now they're ready to charge.
Okay, they need to go right here, right now. 5 seconds left, Pulse. This will be it. Will Clown Academy take this one right here, or will, if they're going Goatsum, going Hammond, take ourselves to the first map 3 we've seen so far here? We're going to find out. Pulse falls hacked right off the bat. They know he has the bomb, and they want to take him down as soon as they possibly can. EMP comes through. Foreshadows caught into it. So all 3 tank members, and they want to collapse on the support. Sam is going to be the first one to go down. Archer next. Mudkip with the Transcendence sustaining everybody. But here comes the grab bomb combo. Is going to be shut down by the shield there. Victor wasn't quite ready for the charge, and this is going to be the fight going towards the Clown Academy, Pulse. They will be able to win this out, and thus the series 2-0 for Clown Academy was looking a little bit dicey, but they were able to make it work in the very end there with some great play, great EMP, great target focus coming out from Clown Academy. Tricky here getting the play of the game.
Yeah, you kind of pointed it out towards the end there. It was the hack onto False. He wasn't able to use his bomb, and then, you know, right after the hack wore off, the EMP came in, so instant loss. And yeah, this was the aggressive hold that we saw them. Very good shot there.
Yeah, great shots coming through from Tricky, but you know, if they're going goats, I'm going Hammond. Valiant effort. And they did put up quite a fight there on Route 66. They were not going down without one. And well, in the end, Clown Academy win it out. But still, that Route 66 really could have gone either way. It was just really good decision making from Clown Academy in the fight, identifying when to aggress, when to back up a little bit, who to aggress on in the first place, and a good target focus from them all around. So that'll end out this next match. Clown Academy take it 2-0. Well played to both these teams, and we're going to throw it to a break. We'll be back after this.
I'll make you come up to my cloud. Best believe I'm not coming down. No, I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. I'll make you come to my cloud, 'cause I am not coming down. Burn rubber in the red lights. Rear view, keep it out of sight. Flow like a waterfall. Submit to the forces of nature. These habits of mine on a major. Burn rubber in the red lights. If life is a highway, better hit the ground running. We out here surviving. Just trying to feel something. I don't wanna waste no more time. Are you gonna come for the ride? If life is a highway, better hit the ground running. Fired up. Just trying to feel something. Better hit the ground running. Fired up. Fired up. Breathe it in, let it all go. Keep riding that high hope. Flow like a waterfall. Submit to the forces of nature. We all end up meeting our maker. Breathe it in, let it all go. If life is a highway, better hit the ground running. We out here surviving. Just trying to feel something. I don't wanna waste no more time. Are you gonna come for the ride? If life is a highway, better hit the ground running. Fired up.
Okay, we are here and we are getting right in game here. It's gonna be SquirtleSquad in the blue, which I guess fits. They are water type after all, versus Redacted in the red. So we're gonna start off unleashing tower. It's not gonna be Busan, and well, I'm excited to see how these teams want to approach night market here. Pulse, what do you think? We've seen a lot of things so far, but do you think more bunker?
I think a little bit more bunker, yeah, just because that's how I mean the just the powerfulness of the pulled pork, what we like to call it, that Orisa hog, is
Mm-hmm.
just so strong. I mean, obviously, we may see come in some counters to that. We may see a Pharah in the air. We've seen that so many times throughout this match. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
be the least bit surprised if it was some form of a Orisa hog with
Mhm.
some other form of composition.
Right. Okay, well, based on the comps we see in spawns, we are indeed going to be seeing this bunker composition from both these teams. However, a little bit of difference here. We see this triple tank bunker coming through from the SquirtleSquad, and whereas on the other side, it's going to be just classic, and then with the Mei as well, Pulse.
hmm Yeah, the that May is gonna add a lot of dividends, a lot of things to think about in this match right now.
There's the hold hook, but again, broken by the wall. That's why you run the Mei here, and they can't counteract your own. And the Immortality Field, too, is such a big and useful tool for both these teams to use, and you see them using them to the best of their ability there. But Cowman will get that first kill onto Drake. Trying to escape is Lux Fawns, but he is bottled up in the corner by Max Demencio here. So Redacted moving their way onto the point, but the first cap does go to the SquirtleSquad. NVIDIA gets the res onto Drake, so it's a 6v5 on the point right now, and you're seeing SquirtleSquad back up. They know they can't really afford to fight this fight, but Wander killing Max Demencio like that does give them a big bonus here. Brooks shooting through that amplification matrix will kill Cronus, and then the Dragon Strike as well will decimate July. This is looking like the SquirtleSquad are going to be beaten back for the time being, and Redacted will take the points.
Yeah, Redacted had a really
Okay,
good idea of
Kuya.
how to. Yeah, I know, coming in big with that ultimate on the cleanup, but I think they're really good at disengaging. They waited for their opportunity to come in, and Brooks was able to build up that dragon, split the team right down the middle. Even got a pick with it. Was able to take out the Zenyatta of July. So a very good disengage, a good patience game they're playing right now.
Absolutely. Alrighty, Bob out on the field, charging up to the point, and he gets stopped by the wall. It's a good play, but the Graviton Surge is just going to be the end of things for Redacted. His SquirtleSquad move themselves back onto the point.
Yeah, SquirtleSquad just had the ultimate advantage No, really, they didn't really have any excuse to lose that fight. And
Right.
while they did invest, a couple of ultimates, they were able to walk away. This point has been flipping back and forth, and now very close in percentage.
Indeed. Okay, Halt Hook trying to come through here. You see another Orisa flying up in the air there, but Wander will score that first and second pick onto Dembeck and Brooks.
Yeah, ending the fight before it even begins. It's such a great way to keep the point in your control for a very long time. May ultimate going through. They think these are just for
Swapping,
the
yep.
switches. Yeah.
Swapping wholesale over onto what is going to be the dive composition, most likely. Yes, indeed. Okay.
Very
Fusion
interesting.
dive here. We've talked about this before again with the EMP Nano Blade is of course the goal of this composition. So we're gonna see if they can get that.
With all these switches coming in, I mean, this is a whole new game you're playing. But yeah, exactly. Just the poke damage from such a far away, especially with Ashe and Hanzo, it's gonna be very hard to work your way around that, especially when you have a very low health shield like Winston's bubble.
Yeah, SquirtleSquad is really data expunging the Redacted right now, and well, 92% of the points. So this is last fight territory. You're seeing the desperation swaps here. Max Dimencio over onto the Hammond to try and get to the point fast enough. He does make it, but forces overtime. Might go down here though very quickly. The rest of the SquirtleSquad move in. He's discorded. You're gonna see another Bob come out onto the field, knocking up Kuya. Brooks will be shot out, and there's actually the dynamite almost lands into Nvidia, but she is able to duck out of the way in the nick of time. Overtime ticking down on the point. Wanders Bob doing a whole bunch of work. Brooks trying to return to the point there. Half HP will be healed back up. Wander needs to be careful of himself though. He doesn't go down, but the rest of his team is just hitting headshot after headshot. Full team wipe to end things out on Busan, or not Busan. Oh gosh, I got Busan on the brain. Lijiang Night Market.
Yeah, thank goodness not Busan again. But yes, Lijiang, very, very good back and forth fight. We saw the composition swaps come in, and I love that in this meta, there's not really one solid comp you could run, like, how we just patched the GOATs meta, where if there's a team that could run GOATs, that team was going to win over a team that can't run GOATs. But I like how right now we're seeing a lot of counterplay. We're seeing a lot of swaps over to what's required for your team to win. And while on paper that may look the comp to be a little weird, but in the situation, it's absolutely necessary. So I love that these guys are kind of dedicating their craft to that.
May on both sides here, but where SquirtleSquad and Redacted are going to differ is Cowman on that Zarya, but Drake, meanwhile, over on the Junkrat. So they'll have a little more shield break on the side of Redacted, and they can punch through that Orisa shield a bit quicker and hopefully start dealing damage onto the tanks themselves. But the hook comes through, and down goes Drake. July will find Brooks just moments after. That'll be this fight going to SquirtleSquad.
It was so close to working for Redacted, and actually they're going to get the res on the Brooks, so this could be a fight where they hold out, but just no, not with the type of health and bulk that SquirtleSquad has. I mean, that almost worked. You saw the shield get melted instantly. You saw Drake landing in those shots. Everybody got low on the side of SquirtleSquad, but it's that hook in the end, getting Drake to be the first pick. It just sent the fight all the way back.
Absolutely. Great play so far. Another Halt Hook comes through, and Kuya goes down. Oh boy.
It's the Halt Hook, baby.
It's the Halt Hook. Yes, indeed. I mean, oh, he even gets a hook on the side onto Dembeck. That's crazy. Oh, SquirtleSquad right now, they are
making it look
looking
easy.
good. They are indeed.
Yeah, and they have they have a couple of ultimates coming up, especially if they're getting close to that trans from July, so you know that that dragon shouldn't really be too scary to them right now. SquirtleSquad is in a very dominant position.
They are Dragon Strike through Cronus. He just throws down the Immortality Field and heals himself right back up. Doesn't even have a care in the world about that Dragon Strike there. Well, SquirtleSquad, 50% on the point and counting now, and Cronus doing a great job protecting his supports. Oh, very risky res there by Nvidia, but she pulls it off, but will die to Wander right after. And, well, Kuya dies as well, so very risky res. She does get it, but it doesn't matter in the long run, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, and look at the ult economy for SquirtleSquad right now. They have pretty much everything. They have no right losing this.
Look at Max Dimension, so far away. Cronus finally kills him because he's hit scan, but oh goodness gracious, that was an interesting interaction there.
Flying way far away. Don't even want to get involved in this fight with SquirtleSquad.
No. Looks Fonz, though, on the outside here is in a bit of a dangerous position, but he's going to be bailed out of it by Wander, who comes through. And then, of course, the Baptiste Blizzard coming through here, looking to freeze up the team in the wall as well. Dembeck can do nothing but despair here. Can he be healed up in time? Yes, he will. Kept alive. However, 99% of the point in counting. Cowman with the Graviton Surge over on the side doesn't really quite find anything here, but SquirtleSquad still continuing to fight this. They do have the 2 picks. They have the man advantage. They have the immortality field up. There's really no way they lose this fight. Li Zhang is going to be going to them. SquirtleSquad taking the early lead in the series. 1-0, 2-0 on Li Zhang.
Yeah, an early lead and an early dominant lead. We've seen a couple matches today
yeah.
go a little close, but this one seemed rather quick, and it definitely was with some
This is the
amazing
double.
plays.
This is the double environmental here coming out from Kuya. Watch this with the whole hog here. Just great play all around. You know, this finding good whole hogs is, you know, it's not as easy as it sounds, and getting the knockoff like that, very, very nice from there. So great plays so far coming through from the SquirtleSquad and the Redacted, but SquirtleSquad, of course, winning that first game. And Redacted here with the map choice, and SquirtleSquad will get to choose the side they're on. So will we see more escort like we have? Will we see hybrid? Or will we see 2CP? Will teams willingly choose 2CP in the year 2019? Probably not, but hey, you never know.
Nope. You never know. I wouldn't really know. I would be very confused. And right now,
Havana.
Havana.
That is a
very
spicy
interesting.
pick.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen a lot of escorts, but the Havana is something
Havana.
we haven't seen today. So very interesting. I'm interested to see if SquirtleSquad is gonna do that very, very aggressive hold like up front, or are you gonna let them play the corners? There's a lot of this map's still very new. A lot of ways this could go.
Okie dokie. Over here on Havana.
There we
It's a
go.
map that's, you know, of course, the newest map in Overwatch, and teams are still kind of figuring out how to play it. But it seems like for the time being, like we were talking about, Pulse's some time ago, is that it's a very aggressive map on both defense and offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And you could come out you could come out the gate with something like those goods variations, or even a bunker comp, really, if you want to just establish yourself on the payload. So, well, I'm really I would be surprised if if we see a mirror composition, just because both sides have so much leeway to work with, and they should both be versatile and how they approach this. So, it's gonna be a very interesting map. Like you said, it adds a little spice to this.
Mm-hmm. And I like it, you know, we're not just seeing the same exact picks that every other team has been doing. You know, Busan was pretty much all we've been seeing, and then these guys pick Li Zhang, so already they get props from me, and then now they pick Havana, which spicy. It's definitely a spicy pick. So we'll see
Yeah.
how this pans out for Redacted, because they were the ones that chose it.
Yeah, and choosing this map, you must have a lot of confidence, because remember, there's no restrictions on they didn't have to pick an escort map. They chose
No.
to pick this map, so they're coming out the gate with a battle plan, and I'm interested to see.
So indeed, it seems to be this kind of Reaper May composition. Halt Hook trying to come through, but Brooks will get that first kill into Cronus. He throws down the immortality field, but only when he dies, and well, he can't be immortal if you die, obviously, so well, he's not going to find value with that this time here. And the Reaper of Max Dimentio, you know, Reaper is a very niche pick, a very interesting pick, and you don't see it often, and it's for good reason, because a lot of time he just gets bottled up. But with all the DPS that Redacted have as a result of this composition, we're going to see how they make this Reaper work, and they got a feel for him.
There was a couple of risky moments in there too. Max just kind of overextended a little bit. He got halted, but was able to wraith away from that. So that's a very good idea. And now it's just a long game right now. They're trying to decide when they want to re-engage and if they want to hold a corner. And ooh, that's an early pick.
Battle on. Apparently Drake coming in here with a kill onto Wander, but again, they refrag. Brooks there will be the next target dead. Max Dimentio teleporting into the backline here. He's going on an interesting flank here. Has to wraith out. Needs to be careful himself, but will be shot down by Wander. And that is really why Reaper is not that good of a pick, is because in situations like those, there's nothing you can do. You just wait for the wraith form, you wait for his cooldowns, and then you just body him in the neutral there. So SquirtleSquad holds on.
they're going to hold on and finally get some stability. They were able to hold it for a little bit up front, but now look at this. They're bringing the fight right to them, and Wander is landing these shots, and that's exactly what you have to do, really, is the team's going to play around you. If you're the McCree on this team, then it's your job to kind of get that Reaper that's maybe going in the backline. But as I say that, Max is going to switch off to the Hanzo.
Wander and Cowman sweeping up 2 quick kills. Then again, this is just going to be another clean fight for SquirtleSquad.
And a clean fight with not a lot of ultimates used. Only had to use 1 ultimate, and that was kind of towards the end, so didn't really have to use that ultimate. And they still have a lot in the bank right now.
Oh boy. Yeah, SquirtleSquad is doing quite well in this fight. 1 minute and 54 seconds left, and they might as well just hold this before they can even touch the first checkpoint.
Yeah, exactly. SquirtleSquad's not going to give up on this defense right here. And Redacted, they're going to have to find a way. They keep doing this fractured composition where they
Check
try
out
to
this flank.
split up.
That
And-
flank, that rotation, very interesting. Moving on to the side here. Will they be able to get kills? It doesn't seem like it, though. Wander's very low, and Dembek will finally swallow him up, but still, long way to go before they can start getting this cart moving. But
There
with
you
3
go.
kills, that will be the fight win for them. Redacted coming back in here with a vengeance. They will be able to push the payload just a bit here.
Yeah, great Blizzard usage from Kuya. Just was able to split the team right down the middle and almost got caught out there, but nope, you got that team right there. They got your back, Kuya. They're not going to let you go down like that.
Okay, second phase of Havana here. And so far, Pulse, you were right. This has been a very aggressive map that we've seen from these teams so far. Really taking these close fights time and time again. And as we move into the distillery portion of the map, it is going to be very evident how close range these fights can get, and who controls the high ground will determine a lot of times who wins the fight. However, High Noon and Dragon Strike coming out here, but July dies to Drake. We've seen Drake actually a lot of time be the ones that get these opening kills, which is interesting because, you know, the Ana, not really the one you'd expect to do that here. Abzi kills Denmark, or Dembek, not Denmark, but still. A lot of kills coming through here for the members of Redacted, but SquirtleSquad will be able to stabilize in the long fights because they have got some really good DPS. I mean, July has been popping off on this Zenyatta.
Yeah, and really, it all comes down to, I think, Redacted's playing a very fractured style of gameplay. Once the comp goes in, the team kind of splits down the middle, and they try to take on the backline, but you're just getting outplayed at that point. If you're going to try to dismantle a comp, don't split up your own composition to do it. But that's a good opening pick right there.
Absolutely. Redacted can use that to push on through here. From SquirtleSquad, you know, might be time to panic a little bit because you're dropping a lot of your members quickly. Cronus does manage to res Luxfon's back into the fight, so it is, of course, they are able to stabilize in this. But Brooks is dead, and Nvidia, she dies too, so this is tragic really for SquirtleSquad. Or not for SquirtleSquad, this is great for SquirtleSquad. This is tragic for Redacted as they begin to fall apart at the seams. And look at July, what a psycho, what a madman pushing in the backline. The dude is going a little bit crazy here, going a little bit silly on this Zenyatta.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to point out too is that as soon as that Discord orb lands on someone, the whole team is jumping on that person. So a very good shot calling too. There goes in Bob, but in a weird position where most of the team can escape. There's a lot of walls around there.
Yeah, Lux, Fawns, and Wander just decimating Redacted right now.
Yeah, Luxfon's got cut out with an anti, so it's gonna die out there. But like you mentioned, the team is just holding them back for so long. It's not even, they're not even gonna be able to touch the point at this point.
Abzi is slept though. Here's an opportunity for Redacted to smooth move in and swipe up a quick kill. Big anti-nade coming through. Drake is dead though. Abzi refragged. Wander over on the side. Brooks stunned up for the time being. Oh, nice reflect right into his head. Wander was not expecting that one for sure. And now Brooks continuing his reign of terror, trying to kill the 2 other supports. July will catch an anti-nade, and well, July doesn't even care about the Genji. He wants blood from the Ana. Make him think twice about ever anti-nading him, but he will not be able to get that kill. Be Brooks and the boys pushing the payload even further through Fauna.
That's one of those moments where you kind of hope that SquirtleSquad would have maybe just called the suicide kill, because now everybody's split up and they have to engage us in a 6v4 right now, and that's not going to go well.
Here we go. Dragon Blade through from Brooks.
Wow.
1, 2, 3 kills. Count them. It's half the team gone with just a couple swipes. Well, that's the payload going to be moving into the final last stretch here of Havana. It's a very, very open stage. And this is where we see snipers begin to be very, very well utilized here. That's why you see Brooks and Wander both respectively swapping onto those roles, looking to get these long range shots.
Yeah, look, this whole last map is just so. This whole last point, I mean, is so just spread out as compared to the last one where it was very close quarter. So different comps coming in and a great headshot to
Beautiful
open it
shot.
up.
Yeah, Cronus will be able to get the res though, but Brooks, got to be careful yourself there. The sniper Zenyatta, of course. Of course, Zenyatta's a sniper
Yeah.
here. I mean, he's got a lot of long range damage too, and he's basically all the sniper needs. And Wander comes back in it with a double kill. Can he get even more? Let's see. Let's keep an eye on this guy as Drake and Dembek and Kuya rather, all victims by his. Oh no! It's Wander. Oh, Wander.
Hope that's in the play.
That's got to be one for the play of the game there. That is wonderful.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, not the worst thing because your spawn is right behind you, but this team's
Yeah,
gonna come in and engage
that's
really
good.
quickly, especially with the double snipers now.
Yeah, watch Abzi here with the supercharger. Going to toss it down, deal a lot more damage. And Wander, of course, dropping down, wants to take advantage of that. I mean, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know 100%. I think a supercharged body shot will kill it, but you don't even need supercharged body shots when Cowman's popping off of these double kill bombs. Finding 2 members of the support line especially is the worst things you could lose. No healing whatsoever. Dragon Strike going to be tossed towards the spawn. 6 seconds left on the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse, we have liftoff. Wait, it's not liftoff.
Wait.
The cart has just been stopped here. Well, regardless, good push. I mean, from Redacted, it's so hard. Let me really, it cannot be understated how difficult it is to push through Havana 3rd point, and to get it that far is, still a feat in and of itself. So it's up to SquirtleSquad now. Ball's in their court. They have the opportunity. They know their win condition here. They got to push it right there.
Right.
Can they get it?
Yeah, exactly. Setting that tone early, and they know what their goal is, what they have to defend. I'm interested to see if they're going to go with the aggressive defense like they saw their counterparts doing, just kind of pushing them back into spawn for a good 2 minutes. It whittled a lot of time off that time bank, and it came back to bite them in the end. They didn't have enough time to push it all the way.
Right.
We see a lot of ultimates getting thrown in there just for displacement purposes, but it's good now and then to see a diva get a 2K or a 3K
Yeah.
with a bomb. It kind of reminds you of the good old days.
The good old days indeed. We've got a bit of a pause here. Could be a DC, but let's talk about Cowman's bomb for a second there, because it's a very Hail Mary bomb.
Yeah.
Right? It's just it's a bomb in the neutral. He doesn't really have anything to support it, as in Goats, right? Where you get the Reinhardt charging to facilitate that, or you get the Graviton Surge, or the
Right.
Brigitte Bash, or something like that. But no, Cowman just kind of throws it in, and he finds a good angle, and he gets kills because of it, because the supports were in the back line. We talked about how open Havana is. They have nowhere to duck behind. So just great play from Cowman, recognizing when to use that bomb, and he finds value with it.
Exactly, and I think he's constantly watching Dembek. He's looking because this isn't a
Exactly.
Reinhardt. You can't just pop the shield up and make it
Anytime,
go
yeah.
away. Yeah, so I think he's specifically waiting for Dembek to throw down that shield, and then once he knows where the shield is, he knows where to place that bomb. And yeah, throwing it in the backline at the very end just instantly won them a fight.
Okay, we're getting back in here. Cowman was the one calling for the pause. Not sure what that one is about. Would have to be a mind reader to tell, I guess. But
You're not?
I wish I was, Pulse, but unfortunately, no, I am not. Redacted here, coming out with the with this, it's the same bunker comp here with the Widowmaker. Worked really well for SquirtleSquad on their defense. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Exactly, and this time they're even running it with the pharmacy, so this is going to be a lot of that spam damage coming in. That shield's just going to be melted down rather quickly, so we'll have to see how these teams play around it. The Orisa play this whole day, I would say, has just been phenomenal.
I mean, the thing is, right, is because Orisa is going to be the tank now that we're going to be seeing a lot of. She's going to make herself really dominant in this meta. So the best Orisas are going to be the most valuable players who will max dimensional 2 HP. Get out of there as fast as you can. Nvidia's dead, though, on the side. Kuya refrags onto Absi, so 5v5 on the point, but we talked about the spawn advantages. He's going to go towards the offense here, and Max Dimentio hanging up on top gets the Venom Mine as well. So, Wander knows exactly where he is, and he will be getting the headshot. That'll be SquirtleSquad pushing the cart here. Great plays from them all around. Again, just waiting it out, being patient.
Exactly. That disengage is so good. And I love that Wander is like, oh, you got a fair in the air? Okay, well I got a Widowmaker in my back pocket. And we saw last round how good Wander was, and now showing it again.
Mm-hmm. All right. Not a lot to talk about so far in this fight yet, if you couldn't tell, as Brooksy gets the first kill, and there we go. Now we got something to do. Brooksy gets that first kill onto Wander, opens things up with a headshot, and they're going to invest the amplification matrix as well. Wisely, SquirtleSquad just backing up, kiting around the corner, putting themselves at an angle where they cannot be hit by that amplification matrix, but still, the damage onto Abzi does force out Transcendence from July. I'm not sure about that one. I would have maybe just backed out a little bit more and allowed Cronus to heal him up, but regardless, we're going to see what they can do with this. Wander returning to the fight will kill Brooks here. And the high ground belongs right now to Lux Fawn, spamming down those shots from above. And Cronus is just doing a great job of bouncing around, keeping everybody healed. But honestly, at what point do you start popping the Valkyrie here? Because there's a lot of members very, very low. And he still has not found a need to use it yet. And his team's falling around him, but still holding onto this Valkyrie. I'm not sure what's going to finally cause him to use it. And apparently that was it. But I'm going to allow SquirtleSquad to, cap this point out eventually here. And returning to the point is Drake, and he's trying to help them back with this amplification matrix, but there's not a lot of damage Hammy can do through it. So unfortunately, July is just going to hit him with the Orbs of Destruction and win out this fight. And once again, Cronus, great survivability throughout this fight so far, really utilizing that Angel Bounce tech to their advantage there. And great stuff.
Yeah, great stuff indeed. And this is going to be the final cleanup kills. Wow, they lasted on that point for a very long time. Yeah, very long fight. But in doing so, they gave SquirtleSquad a lot of ult charge. And we've seen this time and time again, just coming back to bite them. If you're investing ultimates to contest a point and the other team isn't, that's just going to spell disaster for your future.
Yes, indeed. Now, very aggressive push up from SquirtleSquad, and you see Wander getting the kill with the pulse bomb, and then just the one clip onto Drake there is going to allow this payload to get a ton of progress, and they don't have to worry about that hard fight. With the high ground, they can bypass it entirely. So great stuff by SquirtleSquad all around.
Yeah, exactly. And Wander's kind of showing some shades of Carpe right now, getting on that Widowmaker, and oh, look at this, 2 Diva bombs.
Another pulse bomb coming through. Kuya does kill Cowman, but Wander trades onto Max Dimentio, and the res will come through here. Wander really popping off right now on this Tracer, really looking like a Keter class organism over here. Redacted. Gotta avoid him for sure. But Wander, again, still trying to find these one clips onto Nvidia, but she is very slippery, but not slippery enough. Going to be chased down and killed. And you have so much harassment coming through here from Wander as well in your backline. What can you do? You have the Genji and the Orisa harassing on the front line, and then you get a nice stick like that from Wander. Goodness gracious, the guy is a beast on this Tracer.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely
showing those shades of Carpe. Just from going from the Widowmaker, clicking those heads, and then going into Tracer and harassing a backline. So useful to have.
Absolutely, and Wander has been such a player, such a star for the SquirtleSquad here. Definitely putting in a lot of effort, a lot of work. Gotta watch out for Max Dimentio, who makes the swap over onto Brigitte here. Right, but he's been doing well even against this Brigitte. She's had time to build up the rally, and still Wander's been doing great at just avoiding this. But now you got that blade coming through here from Lux Fawns, looking to get the kills. He gets Nvidia, but that's gonna be just about it. And now we see a Bastion actually coming through here from July. I think SquirtleSquad, they're really just bringing out all the stops here, bringing out the cheese indeed. Well, it's working for him, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's a little odd that the spawn is in front of where the final push is. So, I mean, if you go down, you're in front of your team, and then switch over to that Bastion and just
might as
kind of
well
waste a voice in there. And look at the ult charge the July picked up in just that matter of time. A lot, and very close to that ultimate.
Baptiste swaps coming through from both of these teams here, so Lux Fawns and Drake respectively. It's a wise swap. You really do need that amplification matrix, especially when you're doing this Bastion mirror composition. But bursted down is Max Dimentio by that pulse bomb, and in comes July coming through with the configuration tank, looking to get a couple kills here, but gets knocked back. However, the zoning that he created, the amount of space he created with his team is nothing short of fantastic, and now he's just spamming out these the last remaining few members of Redacted looking to win this for his team right here, right now. Melting the shield, melting the lamp, looking to kill them all. Bomb from Cowman once again. The two-man, the two-time. And this will absolutely facilitate this final push for the SquirtleSquad here, but they do have to watch out for that Bastion coming through from Max Dementio. Wander harassing him in the backline. And that'll be that, ladies and gentlemen. The SquirtleSquad win this match against Redacted 2-0 on Havana. What a series we saw. SquirtleSquad really running away with it here. They were looking, I feel like there's really only one way to put how they were doing. Awesome picks. Great size. Look thick. Solid. Tight. Keep us all posted on your continued progress, Redacted. Any pictures or vid clips, send them our way. Look at Wander here. This is the play of the game, Pulse. This is the play where Wander absolutely pops off like this and then jumps into the water promptly after. So, just taking a victory dive, I suppose. He was just so elated about doing so.
It was so refreshing.
Indeed. Well played there from Redacted, but in the end, SquirtleSquad does end up winning out this fight. And, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to the Horizon Community Cup. That is going to end out our broadcast for today. We've got more games tomorrow, so be sure you tune in for those. But for myself, again, I was Rian. Joining me today was Pulse on the production Q-Bot. Thanks to all the Horizon staff as well, working behind the scenes and giving us the chance to cast this as well. It's been a blast. We will see you guys another time. Tune in tomorrow for the continuation of this tournament.
Can you bite now to prove that I'm right now, that you've lost your sight now? I'm holding it tight now, can't see through the night. How to show you my light now, to paint these walls white now. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen, you know I'll be patient with you, you're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me, you'll know I'll be faithful. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen, you know I'll be patient with you, you're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me, you'll know I'll be faithful to you, you're my baby. 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 I don't wanna fight now. You're barking, you bite now, to prove that I'm right now, that you've lost your sight now. I'm holding it tight now, can't see through the night. How to show you my light now, to paint these walls white now. Feeling like there's no other way. Talk about a long night trip. No, no, no. Don't ever wait. You kept traces of my past. Your frames are divided in my thoughts. Your love, dance so I can feel your lips. Oh no, no. Don't ever look away. You fill the spaces in my heart. yeah.